Hello, everybody. Sunday Adelaja here. Today we are going to be having a special program, and this is supposed to be Dear DSA with Victor, and as usual. But today we are going to do something totally unusual. Can you see the topic of the program? It's called "Why Buhari Should Not Be Re-elected." Yesterday's Okna Rasnes Demisep. Why Buhari should not be re-elected is the topic of today, and it's under question mark. So those people who are saying Buhari has paid me or APC has paid all of us here to campaign for them, well, we want to hear your argument today. Why is it that Buhari should not be re-elected? Neto Adene Okna Shobisdela Takwekak Medela say 3 Okna, not 3. So Tagdana Meya. So is there no? So what we want to do today is to answer the question why people who believe that Buhari should not be re-elected, and we want to deal with that and say, okay, let's hear the arguments why Buhari should not be re-elected. Now today, Mayowa has joined us. Mayowa has joined us, and the reason I say Mayowa because that's what people here call her, and you have a Russian accent for that. For that now. So Mayowa has joined us because she began to express her own position and her own belief that but it is better for Nigerians to vote in Buhari. But as a result of that, a lot of people have been unhappy and a kind of black backlash or negative responses from her followers and from my followers as well, who think, why should we do this? Why are we doing all this? So today I want us to hear all the objections that people have against our arguments. So why do Nigerians think Buhari should not be re-elected? So we are going to listen. We've written some of the arguments from people that I relate with down. And I'm sure Mayowa has also written down some of the arguments that people who she relates with also say against Buhari being re-elected. And I and Victor will try to give answers, and Mayowa also will be giving answers where she understands the situation. But you are the owner of the program, Victor. What will you have to say today, Victor?
Well, I want to welcome you and welcome Mayowa.
Thank you.
It's good to have you on the show today.
Thank you, Doc.
I see you've been undergoing some sort of aggressive personal move.
You see and hear.
For Buhari.
Yeah.
Well, I believe you have your own convictions and reasons. I've listened to some of them. And I know this time last year you were almost disinterested.
Yes.
It didn't really concern you. If Buhari was going to enter or not.
Yes, I bought into a wrong agreement, which is that I shouldn't concern myself with politics. But when I had a better knowledge, I thought I better do. And that's what I've done.
Yeah, it's beautiful to know that you're doing that. You know, a philosopher once said that the worst illiterate is the political illiterate. Because that doesn't know. He said it's even a fool. He said the person is stupid. Ooh. Because the person does not know that politics determine the prices of tomatoes, of rice, of fishes, of everything. Politics determines policies. And so it's good to always be politically elucidated. But in any case, today we'll be talking about why Buhari should not be re-elected. It's a question. We really want to know why you think, because for me, I believe he should be re-elected. I think DSC also believes he should be re-elected. Mayowa, most recently, also believes that he should be re-elected.
Yeah.
In one thing I've seen that is striking about the three of us and why we believe this, because I've engaged with the two of them and I know, we are not saying, and I'm not saying DSC has never said that individually, as a person, without putting other factors, that Buhari is hands-on the best guy. That's not what either of us have said. If you want to put a Moghalu with a Buhari individually without considering any other factor, maybe Moghalu would even have been a better option. But politics is not wishful thinking. Politics is complex. A lot of factors coming together that you have to now consider all of the aggregate factors. Then you now say, okay, with all of these aggregate factors combined, who now is the best? It's like a student in a class. One student may be the brightest, but you know that if you have to send him to this place, he's not going to perform as much because factors are going to inhibit him.
There is something they call cumulative.
Yeah, cumulative. So which...
I used to be the best in biology, but cumulative, no way.
So
Buhari is the cumulative.
Yeah, so that's why we believe that he should be re-elected, and we are going to give some factors today, but we'll be looking at some of the questions that you have posed, many of the viewers have posed. But before we go into that, we want to say, for everything we are saying here today, we are not trying to change your mind. Feel free to believe what you believe. Feel free to believe what you believe. But it's the duty is on us to present what we know. Just maybe it will help you. If it does, good. If it doesn't, good. So maybe today we will allow calls to come in, but I want to beg you, and we also want you to engage as much as you can on the platform, but want to beg you to please remain civil in your engagements. And you know, from our side, we always try to stay on the issues. But please, we want to beg you, in course of the conversation, as we take your calls and all of those, state your point and try to remain civil. So I will let Mayowa go on with some of the questions.
Why did you come? No, before the question, she has to tell us why she jumped in the train wagon.
Yes. Well, the reasons are there are several reasons, but the main reason for me is that I want people to be informed. I want everybody out there that wants to vote to make a decision based on knowledge of the truth, or should I say the fact of the matter. Not hearsay, not old wives' tales, just information that are facts and truth. Not, okay, because my mom or my dad, if that's your choice, but I want you to have the truth. Because I saw that there was a lot of lies flying about. And when I verified some of those information, I realized that, well, if this is what people are running with, then we have an issue, we have a problem. So what I want is, I don't want you to vote for who I like or who I want. I want you to vote for the truth. I also want you to stop spreading, if you could, the lies. Even if you're going to spread anything, spread it based on the truth. That is what I want. And that is why I joined the bandwagon, when I realized that Buhari has done a lot, but yet people are saying the opposite of that. You know, sometimes people even say that he hasn't done anything at all. How can we say that he hasn't done anything at all? And we're human as well. We talk about a lot of things that we don't like in society, but what we don't like in the society, we are the ones that are instigating that. And I really need us to be conscious. So my own part here is that we should have the sound mind to make the right decision, not an emotion, on logic. And that is why I got into this debate. And I am for Buhari all the way. The more you challenge me, guys, the more I find out about Buhari, and the more I am falling in love with him. So I'm not ashamed to tell you that I absolutely love Buhari. So let's start right from the beginning and start arguing right from here, because I love him and I think that he's a father. I liken him to a father, somebody that looks after the house, take care of the house, and make difficult decisions. That is what our real father would do. I don't know what other people's father did, but a real father would make difficult decisions, even if the house don't like it, even if the mother and the children and others don't like it, they make difficult decisions. And he has done that. And to me, he's a noble man. So I'll let you get up.
Yeah, you to come out with us, tell us the questions that they are asking.
Yes.
What the people who think that Buhari should not be re-elected.
Yes.
So why is it that he shouldn't be re-elected? What are the objections that people have against Buhari's re-election? And what are they challenging me and you and all of us about?
Okay. I'm going to start with a question. I'm a little bit selfish because this question was from my program.
It doesn't matter.
And I just want us to clarify right from the onset.
It's
not even about Buhari's current term. It's about Buhari's previous term. So the first question is that Buhari is the person that ruined, that was the word, the image of Nigeria. On which basis, I asked. Number one, there was a visa-free process where you can travel to England, and maybe other countries as well. And Buhari ruined that, spoiled that during his term. So that was the first layer of the question that many years ago, he was the one that ruined that relationship with UK or with England, and they stopped the visa-free process. This was an assertion yesterday in my program. I didn't know what to say because I haven't verified that. I didn't even know that somebody was going to bring an issue from maybe 20 odd years ago.
30 years ago.
30 years ago. So, Dr. Sunday, please, this is one I really want to clarify.
Okay. First of all, when Nigeria... First of all, I want to tell people who are watching to look at this book, How to Make Nigeria the Greatest Country in the World. I just read through this book again today, and I want to tell everybody that if you are a Nigerian, anytime you have bad mood, anytime you have bad news about Nigeria, or anytime you are just in a bad mood and you want to encourage yourself, you want to get yourself going, you want to change your mood, go and read that book. Even if you cannot buy it, go to Kindle Unlimited and just read chapter 1 and chapter 2. Or just read it anyhow for free. You will come alive. You know, anybody that has read this book, they have come to that same conclusion. So if you really want to give yourself good mood, that is the book you should look for. Now, so I hope that the person who asked you this question is watching. Buhari didn't make UK cancel the visa for Nigeria. The person that canceled the visa for Nigeria and for other Commonwealth countries, visa-free regime, was Margaret Thatcher, because Margaret Thatcher was the Prime Minister of the UK at that time. Margaret Thatcher was doing a lot of reforms. So visa cancellation was one of our election campaigns program, and that was one of the thing that she was saying she was going to cancel, she was going to revisit. So, but she did a lot of things that were not popular. She took a lot of decisions that were not popular. And one of them was that visa cancellation. Now, to connect that to Buhari is to be ignorant. Whoever is telling you that is very ignorant. Because Buhari came in the end of 1983, December 20-something, let's say, and he came in, let's say, 84. Let's say Buhari came in 84, and let's say Buhari came in 84. So Buhari came in 84 into the government and stayed there just 1 year and a few months, just 1 year. And he left 85, right? By 86, Babangida had taken over from Buhari. And 86, I came to Europe. And Britain, it was still visa-free. For me as a Nigerian, it was still visa-free to go to England. Then in 87, I wanted to go to England again. Something happened. I couldn't go because Margaret Thatcher had started her politics. So Buhari was not even there.
Wow. Wow.
Then
you wanted to add to that?
I also want to add to the idea of saying Buhari destroyed Nigeria's economy and image, and then he's coming back to do it again in 2015. Well, I have here, sir, an article of New York Times from 1984.
Beautiful.
From 1984. And if you permit me, I'll read some excerpts from it.
Please.
Okay, so I'll start with mismanagement and corruption. Say the causes, okay, let me start from ill-conceived investment. Billions of dollars were lavished on prestige projects. This was for Shagari administration. Billions more were distributed among tribes, states, and regions with an eye to keeping key interest groups pacified.
Yes.
This was Shagari's administration.
Policy. MPN.
Rather than towards identifying investments likely to turn a profit and provide employment. Wealth in Nigeria, Western economies say, became something to give and take rather than something to create. This was not talking about Buhari's government, but about Shagari's government. By the time Mr. Shagari presented his new budget, just 2 days before the coup, he was confronting a dismal economic landscape. In 1984, That was because Buhari came in January 1st, 1984. Analysts predict Nigeria can only hope to realize a total income of no more than $10 billion. As much as 95% of that derived from sale of oil. However, debt servicing on past loan is absorbed to more than 5.5 billion of that, while a host of services are expected to consume 2 billion more. That leaves only about 2.5 billion for imported products. Now, when you go down and you begin to see more, and of course, if anyone needs this link, we can send it. I can send it. You will see that what had happened was the Shagari administration had destroyed the economy so much that in the last days, it was trying to do something called an economic recovery program. So the military then made a coup. And if you look at
coup, they call it austerity.
Austerity, yeah, they went through austerity. So the military then went through a coup, and the only way to give it credibility was to call a guy who they believed had integrity to cover up what they've done, because they were trying to say this democratic government has plunged us into this. By the time Buhari came in, the same thing he did in 2015 to save a sinking nation was what he came to do then. But it's a pity that history is not being taught in our schools. I'm sorry to say this, but if you take Goodluck Jonathan and you take Shehu Shagari, you've just seen twins who are coming from different poles of the country.
Let me add to that and paint the picture. Let me show you the picture of what was happening in Nigeria. I was alive that time. I was a grown up. I was in secondary school. So I remember during those days when Abacha was there, Shagari was there, people like Wole Soyinka, people like singer Olatunji or something was his name, video, musical Katorias. So they were going on television live broadcast and crying and saying, they one of the songs they used to sing, I love my country, I no go lie. So they were saying as patriotic citizens, we want to reclaim everybody was begging that something should happen. That is why the military came in. So I'm going to let us play the music, and then the other one was saying, Chairman, waiting you go. The Chairman was the president that you are traveling. You will hear those two songs were two classical songs that Nigeria university professors and they were coming to protest, to say, no, take this thing away from the politicians, from the civilians, from the NPN, just before, because the economy went so bad. Just before Buhari came in. No.
Everything that happened in 2015 was just how it was in 1983. A part of the article, I will read that before they bring in the video, says as in other oil-rich nations, however, Nigeria's wealth was not evenly distributed. A few Nigerians became billionaires, while many lived in squalor.
Yeah.
The same thing. The same way oil has always been the problem of Nigeria, Venezuela, Iran for ages, and we still have it now, is how it was then too. Okay. But this guy came in at every point.
What does something?
Yes,
do
we have the videos? I want to say, I know what happened with what Margaret Thatcher did for us in England, and I didn't even know this, that it was during that period also that the visa stopped.
Yeah.
I was a child in nursery school or primary school, and they stopped the milk. And I remember even as a child, they stopped giving us milk, free milk in school, and there was a lot of things going on, and they were saying, okay, Margaret Thatcher took the milk from babies, literally. They were attacking her.
And the workers were attacking her.
They were attacking
because
her.
She closed down the mining, the companies. Yeah.
Yes. So thank you, Dr. Sunday. But there's a follow-up. I'll let the
let's go back to Nigeria.
Okay.
Where is the music?
I love my country, I no go lie. Now inside them I go live and die. I know my country, I no go lie. Now him and me go yap till I die.
The salary is so small, fuel is so big, and politicians. salary. Why are you not growing up?
I won't begin with history. That war we fight a recent memory. Where music way come from barrel of gun was Asian one. Me, I think I get cancer for me eye. That's the reason why. Cause when I look, una do I see. Make I explain, I think you go giddy. I love my country, I no go lie. Now inside I go live and die. When it turn me so, I twist and so. He push me, I push him, I no go. Make you no worry, both nations be friends. Even when they fight, they soon make amends. When one back they itch, the other go scratch. When one lay egg, the other go hatch. Eggs na eggs, but some are rotten. But make I tell you, some are golden. I tell you my country no be one. I mean not to yesterday I born. I love my country, I no go lie. Now inside I go live and die. I know my country, I no go lie. Now in and me go yap till I die. One go proud, the other so meek. Yeah. One go hide, the other go seek. One country go slap, the other go turn cheek. And soon they are playing hide and seek. They're lovely twins of whom I speak. Mr. Country Hide and his brother Seek. Country Hide 2.8 billion. He tell Country Seek, brother, carry on. Seek from Turkey to China Sea. The more you look, the less you see. You thief one copper, they put you for prison. You thief 10 million, na patriotism. Then go give you chieftaincy and national honor. You thief even bigger, then go say na rumor. Monkey they walk, baboon they chop, sweet pounded yam. Someday he go stop. I love my country, I no go lie. Now inside I go live and die. When he told me so, I twist and so. He push me, I push him, I no go.
Okay, let's ask the next question. So what's the one
time we start. I just want to clarify. I just seen a question there where somebody is saying that why are we discussing Buhari of 30 years ago? We're discussing Buhari of 30 years ago because some people have grudges on him of that Buhari, and they're laying those information, which are false information, they're laying it down as the reason why they cannot stand Buhari. So that's the title of today.
Okay, let's forget Buhari of 30 years ago. Let's come to Buhari of today.
Okay. Well, Pastor, there's one actually that I want to just
because
ask.
if it is, people will be, it's actually a weak argument. If you want to satisfy that person, maybe it's better for us to answer the person personally, because all the other people watching, they want to hear about Buhari of today.
He said that Buhari ruined the currency.
Yeah, but that is,
30 years ago. Okay, fine, right.
People want to hear Saturday Buhari, today's Buhari.
Okay, one question that is actually for you personally. Why are you supporting Buhari despite opposition? So there's a lot of oppositions out there. Why are you still supporting Buhari?
Very good question. Because people are even saying, every day I receive at least 10 people writing me that they are unfriending me and they are blocking me, and even at least 100 saying every day, saying that I'm stupid, saying that I'm wicked, saying that I'm heartless, saying that I am bad, I am this, and saying that they used to follow me, they used to love me, and now they are against me, they hate me just because I'm supporting Buhari. And yet, I keep on doing what I do. I keep on supporting Buhari and pushing it, because we only have two options. Anybody who is thinking of Showore, Mogalu, they are just wasting their time. I don't even know what will make anybody to do that. And people who are doing that, they are actually working for the enemy. They are working for Atiku. Because if you are going to give your vote to Sowore or any other smaller candidates, they will not win. Even they themselves know they will not win. By doing that, you are stealing the victory from the best of the two. So you are actually, encouraging evil. So that is number one. It is only two people running as far as this election is concerned. Only two people running. All other people just want to put their name on the calendar. They just want to put their name somewhere there, and they just want to show their face, which is okay too. But why then should I choose Buhari over Atiku? Who will you choose? Who will you choose if you have a thief that said himself with his own mouth? They told him, this federal government built this industry for $3.2 billion. I mean, $3.2 billion, and you went and sold it for 100 million.
Yeah, about 200.
Yeah, or 200 or something million. Okay. It was sold for. It was built. We spent 3-point-something billion on it, and you went and sold it for 100.
For 250.
Or 200 and something, 100 something in the 100 million. Not even 1 billion. Not even 1.5 billion. Not even 2 billion. For 100. Then you know what Atiku said? They asked him last interview. Yeah. They asked him about it. He said, yeah, that happened. So why did it happen? It was a mistake. Ooh. So for that kind of answer in any civil society, he's supposed to be jailed.
And he's still threatening to sell NNPC.
He's supposed to go to jail for that. So that's a thief. Because the way it's done is that you sell it cheap, and then we go and and get the commission and distribute it something. And he's the one who sold the whole country like that. And then now he's also saying, I'm also going to sell the only national treasure, the only chicken that is bringing golden egg. He said, I'm going to sell it. And who will you sell it to? To my friends. He said, don't my friends also have the right to be rich? So a thief that is totally lost common sense, he doesn't even have any sense of value. So for you to be voting, not to be voting for at Buhari, is to be voting for that guy. For you not to be, and that is, any person in the normal sense shouldn't be doing that. That is number one. Number two, some people have objections against Buhari, and the objections I've had is that he is dementia, so he's lost his mind, demented. Yeah. He has dementia. So that was a video tag that they like stare ludi katore. Prosta pakaya gavaruk data adene aknobu detigrat. Talk another operative ne show that is only and it knows not you. So so they are saying that he has dementia, he's demented, he cannot, say, okay, I say, okay, that's one argument. What's the next argument? The next argument, he forgets, that's also dementia. He's holding the right, that is also dementia, and then he's too old. He's too old. He's a disgrace. He's disgracing us. I said, if the fact that Buhari is saying something, or he cannot say some things, or he forgot some things and things like that, if that is his biggest sin, if that is his biggest weakness, then he doesn't even have any weakness at all. But between that weakness and the weakness of selling the whole country, and for his boss to say that what Atiku stole from Nigeria, and he didn't, they asked him the question, they say the thing you stole from Nigeria is enough to feed 300 million Nigerians for 400 years. He said, well, my boss has changed his mind. That is your defense? Yeah. Look at the president. That is the president of Algeria right there. And he's running again. He is sick, more sick than Buhari. He's in wheelchair. And the country didn't say we will not re-elect him because he's sick. Because if he's the good one, if he's the best one, if he's the one that is most qualified, why not? Buhari is not even as bad as this one.
And I want to talk about what he did with the economy.
And yes, and so if the only quality that Buhari has is that he has integrity. He's not a thief. That alone is enough for me to, even if it's going to be on wheelchair, even if it's going to be demented, even if it's going to just be there as a figurehead, but that is controlling and is going to be able to put order there and also be able to, take decisions. I will prefer that Buhari to Atiku. Why? Because Nigeria is already having bad name. And the bad name that Nigeria is having is with corruption. Now you want to go and put another corrupt person there. How can you go and put another corrupt country there? I mean, another corrupt person at the near president Katore Ubiri. So why so if it's the only quality he has is that integrity, that already is a plus to all Nigerians, because all countries now are respecting Nigeria, that they have a president that is not corrupt, that is respected. For the first time, our president is not being accused of corruption, and Buhari is highly respected among all nations. Go and check it out. The European Union commended him for it. French president commended him for it. The Chancellor of Germany commended him for it. Look at this picture here. This other man is 93 years old. He was already retired. This is the president or prime minister of Malaysia. He was already retired from politics. But when the young people, he handed over to young girl, you 40-something years old, like our Shogore and Mogalu, when they got there, they destroyed the economy. The whole country started begging him at 93 years old to come back. Now he's older than to Buhari and even more sick than Buhari. But the country where they get sense went to beg him to come back. And now he has come back as the prime minister now. And they are not complaining. Yeah. Because he is the one that has integrity. Everybody is looking for people that has integrity. And we are talking about somebody that is dented. Even if he's not been convicted, but he's already dented, which is from his own words and from the things we know about Atiku. He's already dented. There is no way, so even if that is the only reason to make Buhari be in power, that he at least is cleansing us, is cleansing me, is cleansing you, is cleansing the image of our country, that Nigeria is fighting corruption and Nigeria president is somebody that is clean. It is to your own credit and to my own credit. Even that is the only reason why, recently, this year or last year alone, though the prime minister of England went to Nigeria, the president of France went to Nigeria, the chancellor of Germany went to Nigeria. Before, they were avoiding Nigeria like this. Everybody was, even Obama went to Africa, he didn't go to Nigeria. They were all avoiding, because nobody wants to be dented by corruption image. Even if that is the only thing that Buhari has, the integrity, the cleanness of hand, the lack of greed for corruption and all that. If that's the only thing Buhari has, look, he deserves, because he's saving our image and our reputation. You wanted to say about economy or something, Buhari?
The Algerian guy that you were showing, one of the things he did, and people we still want him to remain there, because when you look at Algerian economy to Nigeria economy now, you look at the indices. Of course, Nigeria economy is bigger, but for instance, let's say during the oil boom, up until 2014, Algeria saved $197 billion up until 2014.
While we were depleting our own, during the time of Jonathan.
He did not
at the same period.
He didn't save. The one that was there, 68 billion, he depleted it to 28.
He ate everything up.
So he did not save. He ate what was there to 28.
Okay,
no product to show for it.
You are saying he did not save. Let's look at the Algeria example.
Yes, sir.
At the same period when Jonathan was there, Algeria only made 250 billion. And out of 250 billion that they made from oil, they saved 197.
197.
197.
They saved it to 197.
197
In
out
2014.
of 250 that they made.
Within that period.
But at that same period, Nigeria made 383 billion, much more than something.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have a saving of 1 billion. Everything was spent, and we don't know what it was spent on.
And if you want the link, I'll send it to you.
And apart from spending all that 300, Russia at the same time, Russia made slightly more than us. So we made 383 billion. Russia made Russia made around 800 billion. From 800 billion that Russia made, Russia saved 500 billion. 500 billion. So Jonathan was supposed to save at least 200 billion. Because even Obasanjo, as bad as he is, he didn't have so much money. I mean, he didn't have so much income like Jonathan, but he even saved 60 billion. But Jonathan didn't, 68 billion. But Jonathan didn't save anything. He ate in 6 years 383 billion. That 386 billion is more than the economy of Austria, is more than the economy of Greece, is more than the economy of Poland, is more than the economy of Ukraine, is more than the economy of Finland, is more than the economy of Israel, is more than the economy of Singapore. That is what Nigeria just made in 6 years and just disappeared to thin air.
That was why David Cameron said the money that has been stolen in Nigeria in the last 30 years, if it went out of
Great Britain,
say the UK will simply cease to exist.
Yeah.
So, Algeria saved 197 billion,
2014.
who made less than us. Russia saved 500 billion. Nigeria didn't save zero. But the one that Obasanjo saved, he went and ate it. Now, so let's now compare that to the economy of Russia today and to the economy of Algeria today. Yeah. So despite all the things that Algeria saved, and despite the fact that the prime minister is still there,
the same person,
the recession was real. The fall in the price affected everybody, just like Venezuela, Russia, everybody that's all, even Iran,
even Canada.
Even Canada, everybody was affected. So to say that it is Buhari that brought this, it means that it's Buhari that brought it upon Canada, upon all the countries. Because the countries, let's talk now about the picture. Okay. So we were having, by the time Buhari came, we were only having 29 billion in our reserves, 27 billion in our reserves. Now, but Algeria had 197
in 2014.
Yeah, by the time, at the same time, period of time. Now, today, they didn't increase, Algeria didn't increase. It has depleted. Why? Because the economy is, the recession is real. How much do they have now? They are only left with 88 billion. Yeah. They are only left from 190 something billion. Just for you, but they had that money to at least shock the economy. But we didn't have anything. So Buhari had to be creating wealth and shocking the economy at the same time. And saving even. So, but the miracle that Buhari has done for us is that despite having nothing, he was still able to shock the economy, bring it out of recession, and still save. Now we are having 46 billion from nothing. And the economy, so where he was supposed to have an excuse and say, I have an excuse not to save anything, but he's even still saving. Let's look at Russia. Russia saved at the same period of time as with Jonathan. They say 500 billion. But today, Russia only has 64 billion left because the recession has eaten it up. So that is what happened when Buhari came. So that's why the economy was supposed to go deeper and worse. But thank God for they did so much miracle that Russia didn't increase. But from 500 billion, they went to 60 billion. Algeria didn't increase. But from almost 200 billion, they went to 80 billion. But Nigeria is the only one that is increasing. So that's why we have come out of recession now. Iran didn't increase, but what is the exchange rate now?
42,000 plus to one.
42,000 of their money, Iranian money, drachma or something, to $1. But this is the kind of situation Nigeria would have been. So, but thank God that Buhari came at the right.
Even IMF was saying float the money. Buhari is saying no. It will benefit the rich people to float the money, but the poor people are going to suffer. So he refused to take the advice of the IMF. Egypt took the advice of the IMF. Their economy went under. It's just now that they are trying to recover. So people don't know this.
And now today, the news came out that Nigerian economy has overtaken South African economy again because it is going on the upward side now.
Yeah. And that's been done by Price Water Cooper. Yeah. So people don't know this analysis. And what would they say? They will say, but we are not feeling it. But I'm saying, number one,
it will take time before you feel it.
Even when the economy was good, you were not feeling it too. The only reason was that someone came at a point and said, we are in recession. And because you like bad news, you held on to that one. It was basic indices when they said we're in recession. We were feeling the same thing. The only difference was probably money was coming out, which is called pseudo-economy. And if I have the chance, I could explain how pseudo-economy works. Or maybe after my
we have a lot of questions, but I also want to just remind people that you can check this out. Don't just listen to Dr. Sunday or anybody on this platform and just chew it up or not verify them. You must verify these things yourself. The figures are there. The figures have been mentioned publicly. You have the recordings. Go back and do your own research. Get used to that attitude, that cultivate that way of living life. Don't just chew up whatever anybody tells you. Take it to the Google. Google is your friend, and check it out. Do research. Get a book and read about these things. I want to ask another question, and this is another one for you, Pastor. And I think it's important. I said Pastor and not Dr. Sunday because people are saying with this that why would you, as a pastor, take a position?
Why
would you?
The reason why I would take a position as a pastor is because a pastor in English language means a shepherd. A shepherd is the person who is the human being who is among sheep, among cattle. So among the cattle, when you have a herd of cattle, the only person there that is human is the shepherd though. So now, can you imagine the situation whereby the shepherd, the cattle, the sheep and the cattle, they now are going one direction, and I know there is no water there, and that place will actually bury them. It's a pit. It's a swine there. It's pit. They will sink there. And I say, but they are the majority now. They are more than me. And since that is the direction that the sheep is going, or the cattle are going, well, let me just follow them. And so I have to take the side of the people now. I have to be in the side of the majority. Since, the majority, that's what the people want. The people want Buhari, Showore or Atiku. The people want this one. And because people want this one, and you are the leader now, the pastor, you are supposed to do what people want. You are supposed to associate yourself. Is that identify? That's what you are supposed to identify with the needs of the people, with what people want. I said no. That is not what any shepherd that says I want to identify with the sheep and say, but it doesn't have to be shepherd. Let me use an example. Leader. A shepherd is a leader. And even if I'm not a shepherd, I'm a leader. And as a leader doesn't tell people who is leading to show him the way. Then otherwise it's not a leader. A leader is the one that has gone ahead of them, just like the shepherd that knows that place is pit, is going to, it's a swampy area, is going to swallow all of them. They are going to die there. But that place is river. That is the way they are supposed to go. So the river, the shepherd, if he's a good shepherd, will take his rod and redirect and say, no, you are missing it. This is the right direction to go to. Don't go to that other place, because that other place will kill you. You will swallow. That is exactly what a leader is. As a leader, I don't listen to what people want. And then I, like a politician, I say, since that is what you want, we are going to say it. That is what you want. That it means that's your position. What the people want is what we want. No, that's not leadership. A leader is the one that has foresight into things that other people are not seeing. A leader stands higher and sees farther than what ordinary human beings see. And the reason why you don't see what I see is because I'm standing from another point of view. I am seeing something that you are not seeing. It's a pity that you are not seeing what I'm seeing, but believe me, I am a leader. And I know one or two things, believe me, about life and about Nigeria and about things that are happening. So my decision is because I'm a leader. So as a pastor, I am a leader. I'm not a decorated, puppet that is just there to be doing what people want. No. I tell people what is right. I bring the viewpoint of truth to them, and I say, let's all follow truth. You see, they think that what people want in Nigeria is that they want to take their decision based on what they are feeling. But I said, no, we don't base decision on what I am even feeling. If I'm feeling something and the truth shows up, I must bow to the truth. We must always learn to make sure that the authority of truth is more important than the authority of the masses or the authority of man or even my own authority. So it is the authority of truth. And when you look at the facts, when you look at the empirical evidences, you will see that the truth is on the side of Buhari.
Wow, brilliant.
Maybe you want to add to that, or you want to add to that.
The next point is, why should you not have an opinion just because you're a pastor, especially a political one? Let's even take away being a leader, just being a human being.
A citizen.
Why can't you have an opinion? Why do people want to box you in a box that they themselves are not sitting in?
So they have their own opinion.
You are having political opinion. You are telling me to focus on gospel. Sorry, what were you focusing on before? Is it not gospel?
No, let him focus on his job now. You're not an engineer or a school teacher. Focus on your school teaching now.
So, I mean, there's a guy who always confronts me on that. You and DSA should just focus on gospel. I say, but you are not called to that gospel. You say I'm called. And so why are you talking politics? That makes you an hypocrite now. So ordinarily, even if they do not agree with you, which nobody is bound to, at the end of the day they say in Yoruba that any dog that wants to get missing does not listen to the whistle of the leader. But in any case, I'm not saying those who don't even listen to you will be missing, but I'm saying that in any case, they have their own will to either receive what you are saying or reject it. But that should never question your own ability to be able to make judgment. You are not even saying this is what God told me. You are giving them logic and reason for why you made your decision. So what's the fool's all about? I think there's only one problem.
Because they are being led by mostly sentiment.
No, not even that. There's only one problem here, sir. They want to make you follow them by force. They are not even giving you benefit of doubt. They are not giving you the chance to even make your own stand and stand by something that may be different from theirs. So as long as you are not reasoning in their own line, not even reasoning, as long as you are not following their own predetermined result, then you are not. Because today now, if you say I support Showore, many people will say, hey, DSA is the man. If you say I support Atiku, many people will say, hey, DSA is the man. But the only problem they have is that you have said, okay, well, after thinking, I support Buhari, and they have a problem with the result. So they now question, why should you even have an opinion in the first place? What are you talking about, David Oyedepo?
Yeah. You're just taking everything out of my mind. The religious cabals, that's why they're telling you what they're telling you.
So, please, people would always have their opinion. You don't have to follow it, but never question why a man should have his own political opinion. Even in the US, there's a whole group, they call them the Pentecostals or evangelicals. They are controlling the Republic. It's like they even hijacked the whole Republican Party. Yeah. And they are making their voice known. And nobody is accusing them of anything except sometimes hypocrisy. Because what they say is different from what they do. But to say someone should not have political, please. Yes. Let's cut that off.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Victor. And I think that's important. So I'm not going to say anything about what Dr. Victor said, because that's exactly what I wanted to say. But there's one thing I want to say to you guys is that knowledge is really important. I think it's Hosea 4:6. It says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. We lack that knowledge and we don't seek it. And I would even go further that when we even hear it, we reject it. So we lack it, we reject it, and we don't seek it. When you see other people speaking sense, check it out. Don't stop them. If you don't agree with you, that is natural as a human being to say, okay, I don't really want to hear this. But you have to get hold of yourself and say, wow, I'm in control of myself. And let other people speak their truth. The other question, because we have lots of questions and I really want us to go through all these questions. Somebody says that what if Buhari loses or underperforms? So now you said everything, what if he loses or underperforms?
First of all, I must say that Buhari has already underperformed. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not totally satisfied with the performance of Buhari. I know he could have done better. So for me, he had underperformed. But that is underperformance. Can you imagine as underperformed as he had been these past 4 years? Is even more than I see more result than the past 16 years of the other party that is the alternative. So if the alternative party was there, had the same opportunity to perform 16 years, but they didn't underperform, but they didn't perform, they failed to perform at all. They killed the country. They had 16 years to perform, they didn't perform, they killed. They only had the 16 years to loot the country. I would rather vote for the one that underperformed, but that is at least doing something. I'm seeing what they are doing. And so if he underperforms, then we will just go and vote for another one. But right now, the only alternative, like I've already said, if the only alternative that is there is Atiku, I'm going for Buhari. But if we have a better alternative that has a chance to win, then that is another thing we have to discuss. But the ones that are delusional, saying that Sowore is going to win or Moghalu is going to win, that's just being delusional. That's just being deceptive to yourself. I mean, the greater the amount of deception that could be there is to deceive yourself. So what about if he loses? They say. Yes. So if Buhari loses, he cannot lose. Number one, because if he's going to lose, he's not going to lose to Sowore. If they had or to Moghalu. If he's going to lose, he's going to lose only to Atiku because they are the only two front runners. There is no third one near them. So I personally believe that Atiku is not going to win and Buhari is going to win. But if he loses, let's just assume that. What about if he loses? If he loses, no problem. If he loses, it means I was wrong. If he loses, I will admit that I was wrong. I was wrong that he will win, but I was not wrong that he was the best candidate. I will still be right that he was the best candidate of the two, even if he loses. I will still maintain my position, and not because I believe so, but because of facts. I will still use facts to defend that position that he was still better than Atiku. Now, I was wrong that he was going to lose. He was going to win. If he loses, I was wrong that he was going to lose. That he was going to win. That's why he lost. But he will not lose because I'm sure. This is not because God said or something. I'm just sure that he will win. This is my conviction. That I did my Elijah challenge and I said Atiku will lose. And that will happen. Atiku will lose. That means Buhari will win.
Wow. I just want to get this straight, right? Dr. Sunday, is this a prophecy or it is, you mentioned it, but just on record, is this your prophecy or otherwise? Let's hear it now.
No, I'm not prophesying. It's my conviction, my inner conviction. That's number one. Number two, I see also on the basis of the facts that I've examined that he is going to win. I like to use empirical evidences to back up my convictions. I don't just, even my conviction is not enough. I always look for facts to back up my convictions.
Wow. Beautiful. Dr. Victor, do you want to say something? I've got too many questions.
Just on if Buhari will lose. The numbers are there. It doesn't look like someone who is going to lose. Number one, strong votes have been there. And we did this program last week and we spoke about the numbers. In 2011, he contested against both Shekarau and a sitting PDP governor who was coming, Kwankwaso. He still won by over a million votes. So numbers are there. He's gaining inroads in the south. The only place you can say he will lose is in the southeast, and even there he's got more inroad because of incumbency than in 2015 rather. So the numbers are there for him to win. And many of those who are saying he will lose, you say the point is, even if he loses like this, I said, he's not going to lose to any of these newbies. He's going to lose to Atiku, and that's why DSA is saying that your conviction is not even on the basis of you love Mogalu or you love Tokwe Fashua or you love, let's say, Shore. Your conviction is for Atiku to come in, and he's saying, if to give everything, Atiku is not going to come in. And like I said last week, as of November last year, as of January, December last year, DSA was not even interested in,
I was not even supporting Buhari.
In campaigning this way. But when the fact was clear, I remember we took a walk in the park and I was telling him it was Atiku that was going. DSA was still optimistic that it won't be Atiku.
Yeah.
It has even from PDP.
Yeah.
He was still hoping that someone like Dan Kwabo could come up. He was thinking of this Baba Ahmed. That he was talking about guys who had more moral standing, even in the PDP, to challenge Buhari.
Even Kwankwaso.
He was still talking about all of that. But when the choice was Atiku, Buhari,
I was left with no option.
He made his choice.
But you had made your choice before me.
Because I was in Nigeria. And in Nigeria, what happened was I spoke with a lot of people. Even people who opposed Buhari vehemently. So I knew their talking points. In fact, that was the same way I knew that all this pastor stuff, we think they are not getting it. They are even taxi drivers are getting it. They are not giving their tithe to churches again.
Brilliant. Well done, guys.
So you see that in talking to them, I knew, not just from my own knowledge of what was happening, I knew the people appreciated. Is it people who are seeing railway line going through their cities for the first time? Is it people who they are paying their parents for the first time their pensions of how many years?
Is it the people who Biafra
ex-police officers
and all soldiers too?
Yes, people admit that things are not going on so well. But one of the things they also admitted was it would not have been better if Jonathan had been there. And I challenge anybody to tell me that if Buhari had not come in 2015, on a sarcastic note, I used to say that Nigeria would have been on eBay. But it's as serious as the fact that we would have been in worse condition, far worse condition than what we have now. So Buhari is going to win. He's not going to lose. If he loses, Nigeria continues.
Thank you. Funny you said that you being in Nigeria gave you the idea that Nigeria's Buhari would win. There's a question here that most Nigerians are poor and they want to remove Buhari for bringing this upon them. That is a statement that is made by somebody that says that Buhari brought this upon them. Most Nigerians are poor and they want him removed because he brought this upon them. What have you got to say? In
2012, Nigeria's population was about 160 million plus. As of that time, it was recorded that 112 million Nigerians are living in poverty.
That's correct.
Can you calculate the percentage? 2012, that was at the height of oil boom.
Yeah.
That was at the height. That was when we're selling.
But now we have 91.
Now we have 91 to a population of over or about 200 million, which shows you that reduction has happened drastically. Number two,
but we have become the poorest.
Yes, we have become the poorest because India, that used to be the poorest, has been lifting our own people out of poverty at a faster rate. So what did they do? A lot of people are criticizing this cheap money, market money, trader money, and farmer money. They've been criticizing, but that's exactly what India is doing. That's exactly what Brazil is doing to bring people out of poverty. I met a woman, sir, when I went home. This woman, I asked, I'm sponsoring kids to school, so I asked our child to be coming for extra lesson. By the time I engaged her, why is she not in school? She's not eating for a day. Do you know the business she wants to do will cost her only 1,500 naira? So if you convert 1,500 naira to dollars, sir, you know how much that is? I will shock you that that's $5. $5. She needs $5 to start a business that can sustain her and she can grow in that. Now, a government is thinking of giving 10,000 to people, and you are saying that's tokenism. You, my dear, because you are an elite, you do not appreciate the level of poverty this government does, and that is why they are going into this loan. It's not a dash money; it's a loan. They borrow you the money without interest. You pay back, then you qualify for 15. You pay back, you qualify for 20, and it goes gradually like that. What we should do is to ask them to expand that net, and that is how to reduce poverty. But you that you are saying is small money. You never said a thing when government was bailing out banks in billions. And once government bail out banks, what it means is that it's not your own money. They are bailing out the billionaires who are the shareholders of the bank, and no government.
And who are owing the bank, who took the money from the bank in the first place.
Look at someone like Bamisaye Bruce, took a loan of about 12 or 13 billion dollars, naira rather, has not paid back. The Union Bank was almost going to collapse. Yeah. A lot of defaulted debts like that in billions. None of you is saying anything. Why? Because you are trying to protect the interest of the rich elite, but the poor people don't mean anything to you. No, but this government said they mean a lot to us. We are going to invest in them. I know what the Bank of Industry has said. Bank of Industry has said, as a result of just that market money, 1.2 million new bank accounts have been opened. They did that into the point that there's a geotagging attached to it. And if you want, I'll send you the link by those who are in charge of it. They geotag where your business is. So it's more like a whole SME product that is being run, that's being run by the government. They are very detailed and they care about the masses. This is the first time you are giving money to the poorest of the poor Nigerians. We should be encouraging them. Nigeria should have a social security system. Nigeria should have a social safety net. Nigeria should have more order by collecting and knowing the number of people that are in the country. This has not been done. This is being done now, and you and I should appreciate that enough. The only problem is that many of the people who are complaining now are elitist in nature.
Wow.
Well, the question is, it is Buhari who brought this poverty upon us, upon the people, and why are we supporting somebody who brought this bad news and this poverty, this misery upon our people? Mayor, why should we keep on supporting somebody who brought so much mystery to our people? First of all, anybody who says that, the person doesn't do research. Any person who is thinking like that needs to be educated. We need to, either they are doing it intentionally, out of being mischievous, and they are just being, either they are just deceiving people, they are being deceptive and mischievous, or they are just ignorant. Why? Because back in 2014, Solido, the bank, the National Bank, or what they call it?
Sanusi Lamido.
No. Solido. Charles Solido used to be the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Right, back in 2014, or actually even before then, 12, he had given interviews there on YouTube that Nigeria is going to recession, that Nigeria has started going to recession, and that Nigeria is not saving, that Nigeria was supposed to be saving the money. And that time, all the PDP governors and the people, they were saying, no, we don't want to save, share. And they were, no, actually, he started saying that 2012. So since 2012, he started saying that. But in 2014, it was Ngozi Iweala who said that in 2014 that she was the minister and she was crying that Nigeria is going through the recession, and that by 2015, anybody who wins, that is going to find the government and the economy is so rough because we don't have savings, we don't have reserves, and it is through reserves that you sustain the economy. Now, so since that time that Solido started talking about it in 2012, Nigeria's economic growth, GDP growth, was 12%. But since he started saying, let us stop, let us begin to save, Nigeria economy started dropping. And that we are going to recession. By the 2013, Nigeria economy was going at 10%. By 2014, we were already, it was going so drastically. We were already growing at 6%. By 2015, we were already growing only at 2%. So the downward fall of the economy, the recession was going very fast, quickly. So by the time Buhari came in 2015, it was 2%. And the downward spiral still continued to 2016. It went to minus. It went to 0. 2017, it went to -2. We are going, because it is the spiral that it was not, it didn't start yesterday. It didn't start through with Buhari. If it had started with Buhari from 12, we wouldn't have been feeling so bad now. But it was at the end tail of that spiral. It was supposed to still be going minus 10, minus 15. It was supposed to actually go back to the place where we started from. We started from plus 12. It was supposed to keep on going till it gets to minus 12. But that is why we should praise Buhari and his government for, because they were able to stem it, to stop it, the spiral of downfall at 2, minus 2. And first of all stabilized it, then later on started bringing it up, and by now we are already come out of minus, and we're already in plus 2. So I can only imagine 2.3 now. 2.38. Okay, but I can only imagine what will happen in the next 4 years.
Yes.
That's why another reason why I want to give them the opportunity to be able to bring Nigeria to a stable footing and footage by the next 4 years that they'll be there. They didn't bring the economic woe and economic hardship and poverty upon the people. When Nigerians are saying that we, the elite who are educated, should open their eyes and let them know that no, it is the previous government that didn't save, that in all of 16 years government of PDP, they made only from oil alone, only from petrol alone, $1 trillion. $1 trillion. It is the Jonathan that made 380, almost 400 billion. But GDP itself, BDP itself in 16 years made $1 trillion. You know $1 trillion? That is only in 16 years. See how rich Nigeria is. And how many countries have $1 trillion economy? Only about 12 countries in the world. All other countries, those are like, France, Britain, and all those, all those countries. But only in 16 years, Nigeria was able to make that. And for them, that is their own GDP. And we are able to make that in 16 years alone. And they have been existing, those countries have been existing for years before us. And they only have $1 trillion economy. So there's nothing to show, no money right now in the economy after making $1 trillion economy. $1 trillion income. And this is why Buhari should be encouraged and should actually be praised for bringing us back from recession and from minus to plus.
Wow. Let me quickly ask this. Somebody said that Buhari is a disgrace. I think that's already answered that question. And then there's another one. A new generation leader
somebody who is weak because of old age or who is having health issues, for me, is less a disgrace than somebody who is stealing, who is not having character. Somebody with character and integrity, even though he's having physical weakness, is more of a pride and of a honor than somebody who is not having character at all. It is the person that doesn't have character that is a disgrace, not the person that is weak because of health.
Brilliant. And then there's another one here that says that a new generation leader would do better than Buhari. And I don't need to tell you who the new generation leaders are. So we know who most people are talking about.
Showore,
yes,
Mongalu,
yeah.
Maybe they will do better, but we have to try them first. They have not been tried yet. We don't know what will happen when they get there. If, God forbid, if they get there in that kind of situation that Buhari got there, with the kind of opposition that is coming, remember when Buhari came in, the opposition people, they started this Avenger movement, the militants, who started bombing everywhere, disrupting. Then they started the iPod, Biafra movement. They were just bringing the country to chaos. That was all orchestrated. So, for example, let's say Showore comes in with his threats that I'm going to put this one in prison, I'm going to put it in. They are going to sabotage him in a way. Even the herdsmen, to a large extent, is a sabotage. There are some politicians who might be sponsoring that thing as well. So, can you imagine the kind of sabotage? This is a general that had risked his life at war. This is somebody that was in war for 3 to 4 years, risking his life and commanding army. This is somebody that has been a governor, he's been the minister, he has all the experiences, he has all the, the accolades and the integrity. And for him, he's still even struggling. Even just look at the National Assembly alone. What we should already do with them, all the APC people there, PDP people there, they will suffocate him. This is despite the fact fact that Buhari is having 50% of the parliament under his control, or maybe even more. Still, he couldn't do anything. Now, if any generation somebody is going to come not having any support system, no governors, no state national assembly, no country national assembly, no minister, no people to support him, no sick people in the security, no people in the civil service, no people in the judiciary. They will just suffocate him. I mean, it is too early. Let's face the fact, it's too early. Or what?
Yeah, and that's one on the one hand, and the second part is that people are thinking so much of utopia. Utopia is unrealistic to think that someone will come, and that's why a lot of people are disappointed with Buhari right now. Because when he was coming, they expected a messiah, and so as long as his performance, like you were saying, that he didn't perform to the level that you wanted, he also did not perform to the level a lot of people wanted, and so he drastically fell in their eyes. And so they felt there's nothing he has done now that can be appreciated. The same thing will happen to Sowore. Yeah, because you cannot fix the momentary, the nonsense that's happening with Nigeria now. You can't fix it in your first 4 years. It's impossible. You even see the sign.
And you shouldn't, if any time you put your hope on one person as a messiah leader, I don't know, I have a book there that is called Nigeria and the Leadership Question. You have to read that Nigeria and the Leadership Question, because that book tells you that, no, forget about looking for Messiah leader. You know, when you make Sowore your Messiah leader, you will only be disappointed. When you make Moghalu also your Messiah leader, it will only lead to disappointment. We need to build institutions, and we need to be able to, so Messiah leader cannot help us. I mean, and it's going to just lead to a lot of chaos.
Yeah, so the Messianic leader will never come. Then, what is the how are we sure that the guy will not get, the people you are thinking are good now? I'm not even going to argue that. But what is your own assurance that they will not get there and change? Because if you are told this to Argentina, and they have had a lot of problem with that, they changing from democracy to military, they were always expecting that the next guy was going to be better. It turned out that the next guy was going to be worse. And I was telling someone now, Mugabe was in, they thought he was going to deliver them. It ended up that it's like he put them in more trouble. This guy, former Mubarak of Egypt, the same mindset. They thought he was going to save them. He put them in more trouble. Even as recently as France that brought in Macron. Right now, if they have the chance, if they have their way, they are going to drag him out of the office. That's why every day riot is going on in France right now. He has probably one of the worst rating in recent history. So it's not about new. It's about what are the values. And one of the questions I have asked, beyond populism, and I understand your populism and your sentiment and emotions for wanting change. I do not question that. But beyond that, tell me today, what is the ideology of AAN? That's Action Alliance of Nigeria. What is the ideology of AAC? That is African Action Congress of Sowore. What is the ideology of YPP, Young People's Party of Moghalu, that makes them different? Apart from the person of Sowore or the person of Fela Durotoye or the person of Moghalu, that makes them different from APC and PDP.
Ideology, they are all the same.
They are the same. Because right now, what you guys also have is a political platform. It's the same thing APC has. So what you're only telling me, and of course, do you know I'm more scared of the younger generation of Nigeria? And I wrote it in my book. I said, not young to run, what next? I am more scared of my generation than your generation, sir. Because your own generation, they were still very patient. Dear say, your generation still knew how to accumulate riches. My own generation is get rich quick, immediate, instant gratification. Yes. So, and you are saying, people are saying, bring the national cake, let us share it. Let the money spread. So just because they are in AAC now and they want money to get to them, I should just believe them like that we should give them power? No. You have to be able to demonstrate something more tangible to me, that I see that on an ideological basis, you are different from APC or from PDP. Not just because you are saying you yearn for change.
Yeah, national cake, is that not your topic today?
Yes, it was about national cake. I actually believe that they want the national cake, and that is why AAC, Sowore people, are so aggressive. But I want to also say something that Dr. Sunday said now, which is that, yes, if they had the chance, if they're, but a lot of people would say, well, why don't we give them a chance? Why don't we back them up? Because my callers in my program would say, well, let's give them a chance. My thing, I want you to answer that okay, let's give them a chance. Because you mentioned that the younger generation, to give them a chance.
That is why they are running. They already got a chance. Mm-hmm. That is a chance right there. And I gave them a chance by inviting them to my platform. I gave them 2 hours on my platform. I gave Showore 2 hours. I gave Mogalu 2 hours. Is that not a chance? I gave them a chance, but they didn't convince me because they don't have a structure. They don't have a system. I know what a structure for winning an election is when I see it, and I can do it for them even if they ask me for help. But what they presented is they cannot win an election. They are the ones who should give themselves a chance. They didn't give themselves a chance by not preparing. They don't have preparation. They are acting by impulse. But PDP has the structure and the thing that it takes to win an election. Even APC has what it takes to win an election, but they don't have it. Should I just say because I like their face? Face, good look doesn't win election. Elections are being won by figures. Politics is all about figures, numbers. It is numbers that win election. They should give themselves a chance by, first of all, sitting down, like Jesus said. If you want to go against another town for a war, go and sit down first. Build a system. System is 75% of result. Structure, that is 75% of result. Not good face and not talk.
There's an addendum I wanted to add to what DSA said about Soludo and Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, what they said about the economy. Someone is saying that, but DSA is not saying the full truth about what Okonjo-Iweala said. That it is some governors who are in APC now, Amechi, Oshiomhole, and some other governors who said they should not save. Well, before you get to that, you should ask, why did they take the federal government to court to say, no, share this money? Okay, what is the basis? They agreed that they were going to save in something called excess crude account. So they have saved the money to about $30 billion. So what happens is that every month when they are coming for economic...
It's not 30 billion, it's 3 billion.
3 billion? Mm-hmm. Okay, but every time they were coming to economic council meeting, the money was depleting. The money was just depleting. So when these governors raised the objection, you know what Jonathan did? For over between 4 to 6 months, they were not even holding any economic council meeting. So but when they were now coming, and money was reducing, money that we said we are going to save. Why is it reducing every month when we come back? We didn't sign it off. Those guys now said, okay, if this is how money will be going, and there's no accountability for it, share this money. And so, okay, this is what happens. When they share the money, they share between state, local government, and federal government. So even if states say they want to spend their own, what stops federal government from saving their own? So, okay, states collected their own and spent their own. So why the federal government not save its own?
It doesn't matter. Yeah. The bottom line is, where is the money? Or where are the projects? Where are the roads? What did they do with it? Yes, it doesn't matter whatever. Where is the result? And the buck stops at the head of the party and the president that was there. It was the PDP that was running the whole country, and they had majority of the governors. So not to talk about the little
or should we even talk about Malabu oil scam? Maybe that one be for another day.
Yes, I also want to say, when people say that we should give Showore or any other younger generation a chance, that's a huge thing. You want to give the whole country to somebody
who's not been tested.
Yes, who's not been tested. You know, a whole lot of lives, 180 million of them, for somebody to give them a chance. You can't do that. You can't just say, okay, let me just use this.
I cannot give them that kind of chance. They need to convince the electorate. Yeah. It is not me or you. Let them have one vote, you have one vote. Let them go and convince the 180 million. If the 180 give them chance, let them win. Yes. I'm not stopping them from campaigning.
So everyone needs to get that right. You know, there are things that you do give chance that are less important, lower risk items you go alive, but not a whole country for somebody to play with. It's like having children, and if you can afford a Ferrari, and your 17-year-old said for their first car, they want a Ferrari, a fast car, a performance car. If you are
I
kind
don't
of
care.
parent,
I don't care.
So,
I will give them the chance. Let them go and win. Go and talk to the people in the grassroots and convince them. If they are convinced and they vote for you, you give yourself a chance. I am not the one to give you the chance. Go and campaign and go and solicit help. But for you to do that, you need system. You need a structure, but you don't have it. So don't blame me, blame yourself.
wow, interesting.
Maybe we should have calls, or we shouldn't have calls.
Yeah, I think we should have calls. I have a couple of more questions.
Okay.
But there's one question that somebody asked and said that, can you still make a difference in Nigeria? That's to you, Dr. Sunday. That can we have the Nigerian Transformation Project that Dr. Sunday is...
If Buhari loses, right? If Buhari loses, will I still go to Nigeria to make a difference? That's what I understand. That's the question you're asking. Okay.
That can you still make a difference in Nigeria if Buhari loses? So, what's your answer to that?
First of all, the thing that I want to do in Nigeria is what I'm advising these young aspirants to also do. Go and prove yourself on the ground first. Not asking for anybody to give you anything, to trust you. What I want to do in Nigeria, I could also be saying, oh, elect me, I want to become president or something, or governor or senator. I'm not interested. I want to come and do what no president has done. I want to come and do what no governor has done, without being a governor, without being a senator, I want to come with my resources and my knowledge and my intellectual capacity and my wisdom, and I want just what I've done in Ukraine. In Ukraine, I was not a president, I was not a senator, or I was not a politician, but I was able to do something that made me the most popular individual person in the whole country. That made me to be able to affect the lives of, at least 18 million people in this country. Now, if I could do that in Nigeria and improve the life of 40 million Nigerians, not being a politician, that is what I'm going to do. So it doesn't matter who's going to be the president. I'm still going to come back to Nigeria by the grace of God and do what I need to do. If Atiku wins, I'm going to think twice. But I think I will humble myself and go to him and greet him and congratulate him and tell him that I was against you. I campaigned against you vigorously, but you did a better job by winning.
Wow, honorable. Anyway, there's a question that I skipped, but you mentioned something about it. So let us just clarify this. It's about the headsman. We want to know, a lot of people have been asking this question, that Buhari is the one killing. Even pastors are saying that Buhari is a killer. Would you choose the one that will kill you or the one that will steal your money? Everybody has heard that. That's what Suleiman said. And there's other pastors as well. So regardless of who said it, I want a clarity on this. A sitting governor, a sitting government, a president killing the people. That is the accusation. That is what they've been accusing him of. And what is your take on this?
Even the people, PDP people who started the campaign, they are no more saying that again. And even the Christian people also who started by saying that he wants to Islamize Nigeria, they have forgotten about that argument, because the opponent that they are all campaigning for is also an Islamic person or a Muslim who could also Islamize, and is also a Fulani person who is also a headsman himself. He himself said it, I'm a headsman. But it's a propaganda campaign. Who is the president that is the president of the country that is holding a house, and we want to burn the house where he is the head of it? Who is that? It doesn't make sense. It's just the same thing as if people should be saying it was Jonathan that started Boko Haram. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it's just been malicious. It's just been malicious, actually. I don't believe that it is Buhari that started or that is sponsoring the headsmen. I mean, it's unfortunate that anybody could think like that. It is so myopic. But nevertheless, I think it's a good thing that the herdsmen situation is happening right now during the regime of Buhari, because being a Fulani himself, that will give him a double incentive to want to resolve the situation. And to say that it's a religious bigot and that he's going to Islamize Nigeria, we know that is not true, because he's the one that has imprisoned. Who is it in Nigeria that is bold enough to imprison a religious sheikh leader and a Muslim leader? But Buhari has put that man in prison, and they are against him. They are campaigning against him, but he doesn't care, because the guy did the wrong thing. And in the 80s also, it was Buhari that dealt with another Muslim guy that was in Kano, Mayowa, and he was also the one that resolved that question. Even though they were Muslims, so he's actually intolerant to radical Islamism, and he has resolved that questions before, and I'm sure that he's trying to resolve this one as much as he could, and I'm sure he will resolve it at the end of the day as well.
Yeah, when we talk about the herdsmen and farmers crisis, this one thing also about education. People think about effect, they never consider cause. When did this issue start? In 2015 when Buhari came in? No, this issue has been age long. It's been happening over time. From 1999, it's been happening. You've heard about the Just crisis. It's been happening. Should it continue to happen? No. It was
there during the time of Obasanjo. It was there during the time of Jonathan, Umaru, all of them.
Is every Nigerian life vital? Yes. But when we begin to politicize death of people, we are the ones who are heartless. I'll give you one example, sir. Do you know that one of these Benue killings, they arrested the masterminds of those killings? You know who the guy is? A senior special assistant to the incumbent governor.
Because it's politics.
And the guy was crying everywhere, but it was his own senior special assistant that was killing people. Immediately they arrested him, the killings went down. The killings went down. But for security apparatus, this is how it works. The military must win every time, but the terrorist only has to win once. But I have seen that in our country as of now, a lot of people celebrate those few pockets of times that this terrorist wins, as against what the government might or may have been doing. But to accuse Buhari of being
the mastermind,
I think that it speaks so much of your own level of thinking and analysis, and probably you are more consumed by it than the actual ability
prejudice.
To think. Yeah, by prejudice. Because he, in fact, has worked so much on this that the only thing that is left more about that is the narrative that is carried by Christians.
He even moved the headquarters of the military to that place, the command center, yes, to the place.
So he is doing a lot on that. He's worked so much on it, and nobody can accuse him of being the mastermind or that he's just sitting by and not doing anything. So it's a security issue that has to be dealt with security. But what patriotic Nigerians should do is to support their government to defeat,
not celebrating the enemy,
not celebrating the enemy,
or death,
because we are the ones who eventually lose, and the lives of Nigerians should matter so much to us than to be playing politics with it.
Yes, and I just want to say, in terms of life of Nigerians, not life of the Christian or life of the Muslim matters. It is absolutely wrong in any case to say Christians are killed, so you're making noise because Christians are killed. Anybody that is killed is wrong. Okay, it's simple as that. Not Christian, not Muslim, not Hindu, whatever religious sect.
And I even have one more thing to say about this. Do you know this problem? The Jonathan administration looked into it. They set up a committee headed then by the former governor of Benue State, Suzwan. And they brought out some stuff that they are going to do. Many of the things Buhari says is going to do about the route and the grazing areas were also mentioned. The government released 100 billion naira. Do you know what happened to that money? It went off. The money didn't develop legs. So once that was not done, you've opened ground for more happenings for more things to happen. Then the government said, we are going to give money for this same thing to be done. Then everybody is antagonizing them. What exactly do you want? Do you want it solved, or you still want to satisfy your ethnic bias?
Okay, thank you, Dr.
By the way, I want to talk about the book, Pakaji Knigo, Nigeria, How to Make Nigeria the Greatest Country in the World. I want to talk about that book. That if you have not yet read this book, this book here, How to Make Nigeria the Greatest Country in the World, please just give it a chance. Just go to Kindle Unlimited and go read it for free, at least the first chapter. Because if you are in bad mood, or you don't like what is going on in Nigeria right now, or you are angry about Nigeria, or you are frustrated about Nigeria, that book will make you a proud citizen. In fact, your depression will go. It doesn't even matter, even if you're having family crisis, even if you're having problem with your children, just go and pick that book. It doesn't matter what problem you're having. Any problem you are having, I just want to give you an advice. That book will remove your depression, and it will deliver you in such a way that you will be dancing in your own room after reading this book here.
Thank you. There was a video that was showed just before Dr. Sunday started talking about the book, and Dr. Victor would like to talk about that. This is about.
No, I don't think that is. We don't.
No. There's a video of, I think that's the recent event.
Yes, but there's a question raised about that. It's very recent. So let's address this. And is that Buhari warned that anybody that goes and tamper or do anything with the ballot box, he's actually giving order to the army and the police to deal with them vigorously. And that has been twisted, that is saying that the army can kill anybody that tries to steal the ballot paper. So
what is said is that, if you think you are powerful and you have influence to organize talks, to go and snatch ballot boxes, you do it at your own risk, at the risk of your own life, Mm-hmm. Because I've given the security agencies the command to deal rigorously with people who do that.
So what is wrong with that statement?
Nothing. I don't see anything wrong in that thing.
Okay, Doctor.
Yeah, a lot of we faced a lot of backlash, especially from PDP sympathizers.
Are you planning to steal? I'm not planning to go and steal. I'm not planning to go and snatch ballot. So to me, it doesn't even make any sense, because it is only the danger to people who want to snatch. Yes. And in my own understanding, that at the risk of your own life doesn't mean death. Mm-hmm. To me, that doesn't equate death. Mm-hmm. To me, that means that if you are caught, you are going to prison. So your life is in jeopardy. Your life is at risk because your life is disrupted. For example, anybody that is in prison, his life is being disrupted. So that's what I understand. When you say at the risk of your own life, it means that you are putting yourself in danger. Or something could happen. Maybe somebody will shoot, maybe they will not shoot, maybe they will arrest you. You are disrupting your life. Even if they just arrest you alone and put something in your hand, that is already disruption of your life. It's a risk of your life. Why should you risk your life just because you want to do something illegal? Anything that is illegal and not lawful, when you do it, is at the risk of your life.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be because of military, non-military. Any time that you consciously go and do something that is illegal is at the risk of your life, because your life will be disrupted. That is what I'm hearing. Yes. I don't know why some people are thinking that he said go and shoot at sight or something.
Yeah, but
he didn't say go shoot at sight. It's just at the risk of your own life. It's just warning people. It's like a fatherly warning. Right. He's warning you, please don't risk your life. Your parents tell you, don't risk your life, don't go there, don't risk your life. At the risk of your life, it's a statement that people make. Yes, sir. Don't risk your life. Don't go there, don't go there, don't go to that place, don't risk your life, don't do that. People do that all the time.
Yes, sir. Even at the worst, and I'm going to quote both the Constitution and definition from what he said. Even at the worst, let them even say, okay, say shoot aside too, which of course Obasanjo said in 1999.
He used the word shoot
aside. But why did not say shoot aside? He said anyone, and this is exactly what he said, sir. He said, so I am going to warn anybody who thinks he has enough influence in his locality to lead a body of thugs to snatch boxes or disrupt the voting system, he will do it at the expense of his own life. Even if Buhari was saying that the person was going to be killed, first let us define who is a thug. A thug is a violent person, especially a criminal. Historically, a member of an organization of robbers and assassins in India, for instance. Now, because there is a law in Nigeria that governs the respect to human life, and that's in section 33, the second part of that of the Nigerian Constitution. It says a person shall not be regarded as having been deprived of his life in contravention of this section if he dies as a result of the use to such extent and in such circumstances as are permitted by law of such force as reasonably necessary. Number one, because this one, the people that are paying, that it is paying, are those who want to snatch ballot boxes. But please listen to the Constitution, because if it happens and you go to court, your family goes to court, they will lose. It says, number one, for the defense of any person from unlawful violence or for the defense of property. So if you are coming as a thug, you don't come with flower and you don't beg the people and pay them, give me ballot box. You come with force. But the Constitution is saying if you are killed in that process because they are trying to defend people from unlawful violence that you as a thug are bringing, and in defense of property, the property of the federal government, there is the ballot box. It contains the choice of the people. It contains the voice of the people. And if you snatch it and the government deems that what is necessary is to gun you down wherever you are, this Constitution is saying that they will be right, you.
Yes. There's somebody here, and the person says the person is disappointed with us that this is what was actually said, that whoever that was caught snatching ballot boxes will be dealt with ruthlessly by the military and police. Yes, that is right. Anybody that is caught snatching the ballot boxes will be dealt with ruthlessly by the police and the army. So what is wrong with that statement? Is a warning. Only people that love you warns you that if this happens, you'll be dealt with ruthlessly.
No, we can listen to the video and listen to what the man
video
said.
is here.
What thought video Catholic Pastor such as President Kagdanga.
So the question is, are you planning to go and snatch ballot box?
Yeah.
If you are not planning, how does it concern you? There's a law that goes for armed robbery, and nobody kills armed robbers. They send them to prison. But if in the place of armed robbery and you are trying to escape and they shoot you and you die there, that's it. Even kidnappers, only few states have death penalty for them. But if they shoot you in the process of you kidnapping, that's it. So if you are snatching ballot box,
and that is in every country.
In every country. If you are snatching ballot box and you are waiting for electoral law to cover you just for 2 years, okay, stay there. And one of the things that some of these people are saying is that, but people who are snatching ballot box, it doesn't really matter because the votes are not going to count. But that's exactly what they want to achieve, to invalidate the stronghold of their opposition, so that those votes will not count, while in their own stronghold, they can win. That's exactly the tactics. That's how to steal the voice of Nigerian people. So if this president is saying, I'm going to protect the voice of the majority from the violence of this unscrupulous minority who do not represent the values of the Nigerian
nation. No, criminals, not minority, criminals.
These criminals who do not represent the values of Nigerian society, we should be glad.
Why is it that it's only one party that is responding? He said it to all parties now. Why is that only one party is responding? Let's listen to how he said it so that we will not argue about. Let's see the video. Let's see the video so that we'll say what they said, what they didn't say. Let's hear.
Okay.
From 038.
Gromshe, zvuk.
038.
No reset was him. Zvuk.
Okay. We have a final question.
Zvuk.
I do not expect anybody to make any disturbance. I have briefed the law enforcement agencies and the military. They have identified hotspots, flashpoints. They should be prepared to move. They too, we have made as much arrangement as possible and resourceful providers as much as the country can afford it. And that anybody who decides to snatch boxes or lead thugs to disturb it, maybe that's the last lawful action he will take. I really give the military and the police to be ruthless. We are not going to be blamed that we want to rig an election. I want Nigerians to be respected. Let them vote whoever they want across the parties. I think I have got enough supporters across the country to look after me. So I am going to warn anybody who thinks he has enough influence in his locality to lead a body of thugs to snatch boxes or to disturb the voting system. He will do it at the expense of his own life. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's the same thing we have said now. What is it that
there
we
are two
did?
parts to it. There's even three parts. He said that if you do this thing, you are doing it at the expense of your own life. That's the latter part. But why isn't it that anyone mentioned that I am not going to be accused? We are not going to be accused of rigging an election. That was also mentioned.
He's trying
there.
to defend the reputation of the country.
Why? I mean, no one has mentioned that. Why is it that is the only thing that you're mentioning and saying to everyone that, oh, he said that people should be dealt ruthlessly? If you go to steal, you'll be dealt ruthlessly.
Because you're a criminal, you deserve it.
There is a shoot and kill policy for people that do things in other countries. Okay? Nigeria is lenient on criminals. Because that's why you think it's your right to go and steal. Somebody says, steal something, you'll be in trouble. It's like, oh, how dare you say that to me? What sense is that? So please, guys, let us think before we even, let's think and be fair. We're not being fair on Buhari on these matters. And then there's a final question, and I want both Dr. Bamisaye and also Dr. Sunday to answer this, is how would you, or what would you advise Buhari to do differently?
I think maybe I should start so just can comprehensively. For me, I am thinking, and this is what I've seen from the different sociological angles of Nigerians. They want somebody more draconian. They want somebody who is more of a tyrant. They want someone who will face corruption heads on without...
Like he came for the first time.
Yeah, like he came the first time. People want to see General Muhammadu Buhari, although, yes, they want that the value of life be protected and more than his first time, but they want to see that vicious fight, even from those in his party. At least now the APC has spent 4 years, so there's no excuse of that. The people have not spent, they have not been in governance. They want to see him making examples of people. But we must not also forget that the way we can do this is to also look at who are those we are voting into the legislature. I'll give one instance. The anti-corruption bill, executive bill, sir, has been sent to the National Assembly since 2016. It has not been read for once. It forced the man after 2 years to sign an executive order called Executive Order Number 6 on anti-corruption. But if that bill had been read and signed, it would have made fighting corruption easier. It would have increased the speed of the court system that is trying corruption cases. You see corruption cases that are going on for 14 years. It means if a corruption case goes on for 12 years, 3 successive governments have come and gone and a case has not been settled. So we need to also look at who are those who are coming into the legislature. So for me, I think he's doing well with economy. He should go on with those infrastructure, with massive, and think more of the poor people. Because in any case, capitalism will always come. Capitalism will always come. But we need a balance of capitalism and socialism. And if we will continue in that path, I think we may not be perfect, but Nigeria will continue that great trajectory. And that's what I see, and that's why I'm supporting him, and I hope he does that. But even furthermore, to be very hard, I want him to be like a Lee Kuan Yew. Lee Kuan Yew was not caring what the Americans were saying, no. But when he got his result, even the Americans were saying, hey, this guy turned from the country from third world to first world. people may not agree with your tactics or method, but please, those of us who, for the love of the generation that are coming after us, we want you to be more drastic in terms of fighting corruption and be more assertive with your economic policies. That's what I'm going to say.
Well, the same question to me. So what will I advise Buhari to do differently? What I will advise Buhari to do differently is to recognize the fact that Nigeria can never be changed, and Nigerians will not be different from who they are until we pay attention to the fact that we need to change the value system of Nigerians. We need to change the mindset of Nigerians. Right now, everything we are doing is from the outside. We are trying to build roads, we are trying to build infrastructure, we are trying to fight corruption. Everything is from outside. What I would really like this government to do is to recognize the fact that our biggest problem, is our warped value system. We are a nation of vices. They should make sure that they re-engineer and reorientate the whole country to become a nation of values. We should be made, the target should be to make us to become virtuous people. And that will not just happen just by, economic changes or by putting people in police and things like that. No, it must be massive propagation of truth and reorientation. There must be a national reorientation policy that is based on value system, from the educational system to our pulpits, to our entertainment, to our culture. Every direction of society, it needs to be reorientated in values, because nations are great. Great nations become great not thanks to the virtue of their wealth. Great nations become great not thanks to the virtue of their wealth, but thanks to the wealth of their virtues. We need to begin to have wealth of virtues. We need to make our virtues become many. We need to be richer in values and virtues than looking for wealth. The greatness of nations is based on their values and on the wealth of their values, not on the virtue of their wealth. It is not the wealth of people, it's not the material wealth or the natural resources of nations that make them great. No, if that is the case, we would have been the greatest country in the world, or Congo would have been the greatest country in the world. But it is the countries in Europe that have paid more emphasis on values, on virtues, and who have become wealthy in their values and their virtues. It is the virtues that has exalted them. And the Bible says the same thing, and saying that righteousness exalts a nation. So you will see that the nations that are developed today, the nations of Europe, America, at the foundation, it is righteousness. The people have been made to become people of virtues. Values has become the currency, has become the gold of the societies. And it is when people have imbibed values and virtues, then they are able to create great economy and great wealthy nations. That is what I will advise the Buhari government to change in their approach, the way they are running Nigeria right now.
At least to lay the foundation.
Yeah.
Because what DSG has mentioned we can't wait to start it, but it takes a whole long time. But if we postpone it till tomorrow, we won't get anywhere. And to more support him, I wish he started today. And there's an agency in Nigeria called National Orientation Agency, like they're even sleeping. It's like they don't
even know their work. It's just a political appointment they are giving. People who cannot become governors and senators.
And it's unfortunate. Because I don't know if, I think it was you mentioned, in your book, Nigerian Leadership Question, you said Nigeria, the sleeping giant. And we are sleeping because the citizens are sleeping. And the Nigerian, the giant with a thinking problem. The ordinary ability to be able to analyze things on the basis of cause and effect, many people cannot do it. And there was a time they were saying that...
And even the ones who say they are educated.
Yeah. And there was a time they were saying that Nigerians are not consuming enough iodine. I don't know if that has any effect to do it.
So these are the two books I want to recommend for you. Nigeria and the Leadership Question. Go get it on Amazon. And then How to Make Nigeria the Greatest Country in the World.
Thank you very much. I just want to mention to everybody that The content that Dr. Sunday and everyone is talking about in terms of values is you and I. So it's not the content of the chairs or the oil or the resources that are in Nigeria. You are that content. You, everybody here, whatever your political allegiance is to, you are that content. If you want Nigeria to change, you have to change. You have to increase yourself. You have to develop your value. You have to develop your virtues. Your virtues, more importantly. Find out what that is. It's not a word that we use a lot. Virtues is not common in Nigeria. It's not something that we are familiar with. Let us start working on that. All of us, the youth, the young generations that wants to be the next leader, start working on your virtues. We don't have that at the moment. Look at the things that we're talking about, potatoes. 30 years ago, you did this and that. What did you do?
Or they want to steal ballot, but
Yeah,
it's all because of lack of virtues.
Yeah, lack of virtues. People complaining that somebody said is going to punish somebody that steal ballot box by, whatever the means, ruthlessly. And you're complaining about that. That's
lack
because
of, even the complaint itself is a proof of lack of virtues.
Are you a ballot box thief?
Yes. And this is a serious matter. We have to look within. Every problem that we have, all the problems that we have, is because we are not looking within. We are our own problem. Doing this for this week, I've just realized that we are the problem of Nigeria. You and I, we need to fix that mind. We need to fix our mindset. Thank you. That's it for me.
I have one more thing to say, and this is a caveat emptor to many people, and I've seen their comments quite a number of times. I said it last week, and I'm going to say it on a closing note today again. If you think, and you have every reason to believe, that what I have done here, what I've said here, what Mayowa said, and what DSA has said, is only because we have been paid. Well, I'm not going to argue with you. Of what use is to argue with someone who has suspended the use of reasoning? It's like preaching to a dead man. I'm not going to argue with you, but yes, one thing I'm going to say, that the only measure by which you are judging me, or DSA or Mayowa, is the measure of your own values. Because if it was possible for you to believe in something without ever being paid, to believe in a cause, to stand up for something without ever being paid, then maybe you will consider that it is possible
that we are not being paid.
We were not paid. We just believe in Nigeria, and we believe that as of now, on a realistic note, without daydreaming or without fantasizing, this is the best cause for Nigeria. And that's exactly why we are doing what we're doing. But if you cannot see it that way, it tells me so much, not about us, but about you. That for you to ever believe in something, you must be paid. But that's your problem. You have to go deal with it somehow.
I think we have a caller.
Can we do call? I'm sure we have a lot of callers. I don't think we have time for calls now, because if we begin to...
You have to come back.
I have another program. But we can do it if you want, we can do it. We can do it, but it would just for you to know.
Let's take just two, maybe.
No, we cannot limit it. It would take at least an hour.
Oh.
But I don't mind. If you people agree that we should do it, we should do calls. Let's do it.
No, let's leave that.
No, I don't mind. How many calls do we have?
No, we can do that next.
So we have to give them opportunity to talk. Otherwise, it will be as if we are just doing one way, one road to something.
Yes. I think the Sunday is definitely right there. We have to do.
That was funny.
So we'd start taking the calls now.
How about we make next week calling section only?
After the election,
no,
they will.
I think there's a momentum.
Yeah, they will not like it. They will say it's not fair. So you are able to say your own opinion, and then they are not going to be able to say their own opinion.
Yes.
So let's
go.
So no matter whatever mood you are finishing this with, please make sure you go and get that book to read. Though you don't need to buy it, but just go and read it for free on Kindle Unlimited. This one, How to Make Nigeria the Greatest Country in the World. You will be happy with it. I guarantee you will be the happiest person. In fact, if I said no matter what problem you are going through, go and get that book. You'll be so grateful, and you'll be so thankful that you read it. Do we have callers? They are calling. Yeah,
they're calling. Somebody wrote something here that after lambasting us for 2 hours, we have to express our minds. I bet. Mike, we're not lambasting you. We're just sharing our truth.
The only people who lambasted really were ballot box snatchers. I don't know those who fall into that category. But please, if you don't snatch it, I beg you. Now, God, I beg you. Don't snatch ballot box.
I don't beg you. Snatch it. Let us see who the problem makers are. And wipe them out.
And let us see what it means to be ruthless.
Yes.
Law will not save you. No lawyer will. I beg. No snatch ballot box, you. Now, God, I beg you.
Doctor,
You
you're
have
here
to
now.
call.
Okay.
Hello? Okay. So the calls are going to come in now. So the calls are going to come, we are going to get it, but like I'm saying, don't test the law. Don't test it. I've quoted Constitution for you. If it is to protect, like if I'm going to stab DSA now, if I'm going to stab him right now, and the police think the only way to save DSA's life is to shoot me, they will shoot me if I die near. If government has a property and you are destroying it, and the government think the only way to protect that property is the only way is maybe they shoot you in the leg. But if you are trying to run and touch you, I beg, don't snatch ballot box. If you know somebody that is planning to, please beg them not to snatch ballot box. This is a plea from you. This Saturday, we want to be able to count everybody and everybody is complete after Saturday. Because many of you are beefing us now. I know our fight will be over after the general election when you see whatever your candidate scores. I hope they are able to, and my challenge is still on. I hope they are able to meet up with such challenges. So we have the caller now. Hello, good evening.
Включи звук на телевизора.
Good evening. How are you, sir? Oh, man.
Yes, greetings here from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, United States.
Who is calling, please?
This is Mr. Oganda. I talked to you 2 days ago.
Yes. How are you doing?
Yes.
Make sure you speak into your device. Make your device closer to you because we're losing your voice. Hello.
Can you hear me?
A bit better, but can you speak directly into the device?
Yes, I am speaking directly into the device. Can you hear me?
Now it's good. Yes, we hear now.
Okay. All right. So on this question that you have, should Buhari be reelected? I agree with your platform on values and virtues. You know, this is something that everybody across all ethnicity in Nigeria agrees with you. The problem with Nigeria is not corruption, but the system of values. So we agree on this. Now the question is Buhari as a man fighting stealing or corruption? This is my question to you.
Okay.
Because in my opinion, many political analysts, as myself, independent research, believe that Buhari is fighting stealing, but he is not changing the value system of corruption. And what he's doing is that he's replacing stealing for nepotism, and he's replacing his own people for tyranny. So when people talk about corruption in Nigeria, they don't understand what corruption means because it's systemic. It's not something you fight by trying to jail one person or jail the other person. So that's my first comment on that. The second thing on the ballot box is, if Buhari was serious about ballot box snatching, why did he not approve the INEC bill that has been sitting on his desk for over a year and a half? That INEC bill would reduce the corruption of ballot box snatching, because now it would link your thumbprint to your BVN, your bank verification number.
Okay.
This will, so these two things, I just want to stop here. I don't want to go any further.
Okay. Thank you. We'll answer your questions.
Oh, all right. I think I will start with the electoral bill first of all. With the electoral bill, do you know that the president rejected the electoral bill like 3 times? But people don't know why he did that. People are not really concerned about why he did that. But he did that to protect you and I. In one of the versions, they removed card reader.
And up till now, Saraki is still insisting that there should be no card reading.
In fact, the PDP, as of this week, took INEC to court that they must not use card reader.
So that we will not know who, so that corruption, vote rigging will
will
be
continue.
Yes.
So that way they can use what is known as incidence form. With incidence form, you simply say that the card reader was not working, or there was no way to
No card reader,
so they just fill in the vote. But card reader reduced monumentally the number of electoral fraud drastically in Nigeria.
So that answers the reason why Buhari didn't sign it.
Eventually, when they brought it, it was late, and it was just about less than 3 months.
No,
to
it was
the general election.
No, it was actually 2 weeks. The time the debate was going on, that was this 20-something, 26th or so of January.
Yeah.
That was when they said they just returned it to him.
Yeah. So
and the vote already was going on.
Yeah.
So there's
Later.
So there was no way you could sign that.
So then the next question.
Then the next question on corruption. Yes, of course, we believe, and that's what DSA has been clamoring forever since, that there has to be a change in value system. But like I said, we want that done. We agree with you on that. But is fighting corruption a first step? Yes, it is. But it's not the holistic step. And so we have to give him the credit that he has even started that in a very hostile environment to corruption. In Nigeria, before Buhari came, and probably even till now, corruption is not an institution. The institution is corruption. So the only way people knew to do things was corruption. I'll give you an example, DSA. This TSA, do you know why they did not implement it for a long time ago? Because that was the way civil servants and even government officials were able to steal money undetected. But now when TSA is there, every money is mopped up. Efficiency with money has been increased in the system. So it means if my father was working within the government system, the money he used to be able to steal before from the system and nobody would have known, he can't do that. So it means that he does not have the kind of money he used to have 4 years ago, not because the salary reduced, but because the free money he used to get reduced.
Well, let me answer the question that Buhari is not fighting corruption, because corruption is systemic and its structure is systemic, but Buhari is just trying to fight stealing. Yeah. Well, that's not so true. Buhari implemented BVN, and BVN drastically reduced the level of corruption in Nigeria. I don't even need to argue about that. That is systemic right there. Number 2, TSA. Buhari implemented the TSA, and that has reduced corruption, in fact, to a large extent in Nigeria. That is also systemic. That's a system. Buhari also implemented the whistleblowers policy. That is also system. That is not, I'm not talking about stealing now. So to say he's not fighting corruption as a system is examining exactly that. Now, what you said is fighting is stealing, but not corruption. Let's come to stealing. When during the time, you can find it on YouTube. Go to YouTube and say, stealing is not corruption. That is exactly what Jonathan said. That stealing is not corruption. He said it somewhere in the East. So, but we don't want such a president that will say stealing is not corruption. Thank God now, at least we have a president that is fighting stealing also. So that's what I can say about that one. We don't want a president to come back that will be stealing. Stealing is not corruption. It's okay.
In all of Jam's...
No, we have other questions.
Yeah,
okay. We can be talking.
Yeah, in all of Jam's time, they remitted nothing more than 250 million. Nothing more than.
Yeah, because during PDP time, it was snake swallowing.
Snake swallowing all the money. In 1 year, Jam generated 5 billion. The next year, they generated 8 billion. Should we talk about customs? The revenue these people are bringing in. Should we talk about how the Port Authority suspended Intel that is owned by Atiku? Why? Because they have a 70-30 agreement with the government, and they are still not remitting the 30%.
Okay, we have another caller.
Hello, caller. Good evening from Ukraine.
Hello.
Yeah, who is calling? Who is on the line?
We can't hear you. Can you speak into the microphone, right directly into the microphone so that we could hear you, please?
My name is Michael.
Yes, just speak louder, please.
I am speaking directly into the microphone.
Now it's much better.
Okay, great. I've just been listening to what you guys have been saying.
I really do commend your efforts and DSA. I have been following your programs. I think it's quite good to have someone that stands for what he believes. There are quite a few people in Nigeria, that actually have what they stand for. So that's really good. I do understand you're supporting Buhari. Obviously, have got your data. I do respect people that work with data. We live in a world of data, information, and all that. There's too much propaganda around, and those propagandas are made for people that don't actually think. We need to start developing people that actually do research, think, before they make their own decisions. Your research followed sort of gives a very good base, for the decisions that you've taken. I don't live in Nigeria. I live in the United Kingdom. It's quite sad that I grew up in Nigeria, moved over to the United Kingdom at a point where I was frustrated in Nigeria. I never thought I was going to live overseas. I'm one of those guys that had this belief that I have the power to make things good for Nigerians. I left Nigeria because no matter what you try to do, the system frustrates you. There are quite a lot of young people, that are not adults, that live in different parts of the world. Some of these guys are the guys that would have helped to change Nigeria, but the country has forced them out. Well, I don't want to say the country, the system. It is hard to say Nigeria doesn't have a system. Nigeria has a system. The system they have is the system that has also made corruption acceptable. Sometimes they are ashamed, when we are overseas. There are quite a lot of us that work for multinational companies, helping to build nations and that, designing processes and systems. Some of the things we get confronted with is when we start helping these companies, multinational companies, countries, they start asking us, you came from Nigeria, why can't you go back and do exactly the same thing for your country? I personally don't see Nigeria to be complex. We don't have the right people. Even the guys that you call whether Sowore, whatever you call them, I've taken my time to look at them. These guys don't have what it takes to change Nigeria. Nigeria is not about talking. Nigeria is about sitting down, design, map, and execute. The people don't know what they want. They need leaders to tell them what they want. Those leaders, we don't have them right now. It's quite unfortunate, the only person that we've got is Buhari. Buhari hasn't got the, intellectual capability. He hasn't got the, digital kind of capability. The only thing he's got is integrity. Integrity supersedes everything. The world works based on trust. When trust is out, whatever you're saying is bullshit. I cannot trust a man that hasn't got integrity to look after me. The reason is because life is all about integrity. I will trust an illiterate, that don't know how to read and write, that has integrity. That is the kind of person that can deliver. I am a little bit troubled by the nepotism that exists within Buhari's government. I understand that. That is what you would expect from someone of the level of Buhari. It's not his fault. He's not had the opportunity to have a squad. If he had, he would do better. But his integrity is still there. I still haven't seen anyone that can really point to something to say Buhari, since he came into government, has specifically done as a way of amassing wealth for himself. No one can point that out. There's no evidence. Come on. So anybody can be sick. When people are ill, we support them. Your illness does not take away your integrity. If you have certain level of dementia, it doesn't make you incapacitated. If man has integrity and gets around him people that are intelligent, he could really make impact. Nigeria wants miracles. They don't want to work. All they want is they just want a situation where they wake up the next day and everything is all done. Nigerians do not have what it takes to enjoy life. You cannot enjoy life when you haven't got the credentials. Okay? So this is the challenge we're having. A people that have been taught by their churches that to successful is for you to attend 7-day service. The 7 days of the week you are in church. You know, a country that every week, you know, there is a team for it. There is a team for a new year. There is a team for, you know, at the end of the month. You know, this is delusion. We need leaders that can bring in values. A country is not different from its people. In order for you to have a great country, you need to have great people. In order for your country to be trusted, the people have to be trusted first. You cannot have a country without corruption and the people are corrupt. Is there no one that can tell people that we're making a fool of ourselves? We're making a fool of ourselves. You know, DSA,
yes, sir.
changed your mind. And I respect you for this. I have been, you know, it's sad to say this, but I was a member of a very popular church. I had strategic position in that church. I left. The reason I left is because over time, I tried to marry the words that the general overseer is saying, a local pastor is saying, this seems to conflict. I told my wife, I said, we own it as a responsibility to our children and the children and the children of our, you know, the children that will come after us, to tell them the truth, to teach them the truth. I said, what we're hearing in these churches does not align with what I understand about life. And the Holy Spirit has been so good to me, because even though I've been in these churches, I listen to them, but the Holy Spirit teaches me a different message. It got to a point that the Holy Spirit taught me so much that I had to leave this church. And I started a church in my home with my wife and my kids. We never knew God in our life than the way we knew God today.
Wow.
Okay? So, what I want to say is, to all Nigerians that are hearing me, Nigeria today cannot give you what you want. You need people that have a value-based system that to give to Nigeria. The guys you are electing right now does not give you that. Now, unfortunately, you cannot depend on your government to give you that value-based system. You have to create it in your life. You cannot change the world except you change yourself first. There is nothing wrong with the world. There is nothing wrong with Nigeria as a country. There is something wrong with the people, and the people makes a nation. When the people are sick,
Mike, there are so many people who want to call, but I want to give you a proposal, because I see that you speak as a professional and you seem to be concerned about the destiny of Nigeria. If you don't mind, I will invite you to come and visit me on a private visit. This is not even HMT or conference or anything, just on a private visit. And I'm going to show you my 50-year plan for Nigeria. And I'm sure it's something that you will appreciate and you might even want to contribute some things to. Because I think this, I understand exactly where you're coming from, and I think you would like to see this.
That would be my pleasure.
And if you don't mind, please find time to get my book that is called Nigeria and the Leadership Question, and then this other one, How to Make Nigeria the Greatest Country in the World.
I will definitely look for it. I guess that's in Amazon. Right?
Yes, they are on Amazon, right.
Okay, cool. I will look for it.
Thank you, sir. You spoke very wisely, very very wise thoughts. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think he delivered his points so clearly. You can understand his line of reasoning. And that's the truth of what we'll be talking about. Holistically, only values can change Nigeria. But there's a long-term, short-term, and medium-term plan to getting there. So we're asking in the short term about leadership, and that's what we are really talking about.
He also spoke about nepotism.
Yeah, but about nepotism, I don't think that is true. Really?
No, what they talk about when they talk about nepotism is that they are talking about the military appointments, but then they don't talk about the economic appointments.
Okay.
The military appointments they are mainly from the north, but the economic appointment they are mainly from the south. So people don't balance that. Okay. They will say it's just the military that is.
Just the only concern about
the military. I don't know why.
Okay, I wouldn't want to argue with anybody in that sense, but if it's just about all
appointments in general,
then I want to tell you that people usually work with who they know or who they can trust. Yeah. And if you look at Obasanjo's appointment, most of them were from the south.
They were from the east, actually.
Yeah. If you look at Jonathan's appointment, from the south.
Yeah.
So, and when we talk about north, really, when you look at a state like Nasarawa, that's not the corner state. That's like a central state. But because they bear the
middle belt,
they bear Hausa name, everybody just blanket them. But it doesn't work that way. Nigeria is a nation with a lot of, is a country with a lot of nations. So even within the north, there are a lot of nation and people group. So I think we should be more subjective. So let's not just be following
objective
rather, and let's not just be following the idea of that there's a Fulani Hausa hegemony. I don't think so, because someone from Adamawa may be Fulani and may not be Fulani. Someone from Kano may be Fulani and may not be Fulani. You could find some Kanuri people there, So we should just be objective and ask more questions. So I think we have a caller. Hello. Good evening. Could you please speak a bit louder and probably to your microphone?
Yes.
All right.
My name is Blessing Amos.
All right, Blessing.
I'm calling from Spain.
Good to have you. Let's have your contribution, please.
Yeah. Yes, I really thank you. I thank you, Brother Victor, for your contribution. I've been listening to you since, and our sister Mayowa, and I appreciate DSA especially. Let me speak vernacular. I believe will be more understandable.
Yes.
Because of the language barrier and all of that. Then issue DSA. Since I understand that you are a man of your word, and we have been, as like me, I'll be praying and say, God. When the first time I have an encounter with your message, I said, God, this man, why didn't you bring this man to come and transform Nigeria the way you are? And we're talking to.
I said, God, why did you allow this man to come and transform Nigeria the way you are using to transform?
You say you go speak vernacular. You know they speak broken now. Now we broken again. Now English you still they
Okay,
speak.
maybe I will be mixed up.
Now English you still they speak now.
Okay, then I always talk to God. I say, God, why you not use this man earlier to come for using him to come and transform Nigeria the way? Firstly, why didn't it be Nigeria first? I said, God, I know God cannot make mistake. I said, God, but I will just say, oh, Nigeria is it that Nigeria was unlucky? I said, God, well, it's not too late. You can use him to transform Nigeria the way you are using to transform Ukraine. That was always my prayer. Then you started bringing the principles. I started reading your books, and I now continue to notice that all the principle that you are a man of your word, and you are a man that respects principle and that work with principle, and they have been yielding you results. And you always let us to know on your books that whenever we apply the principle you have applied that yield you results, it will also yield us results. Then I now notice that all those principles, they are too difficult for we Nigerians to digest. And that one, I continue to be contemplating on those principles. I say, God, if we have been praying, God, use DSA to transform Nigeria. Use DSA to transform Nigeria. But you see, pastors, even pastors, all of them, is that principle is difficult for a pastor, from pastor to come for ordinary people to down. It's difficult for them. That is why they are seeing it in another word, another viewpoint. Because those principles that God have used, you have used to transform Ukraine, is not for Nigeria. It seems to be a hard bone for them.
Okay.
So they are even thinking of how to crack that bone. Then you now come up with the issue of Buhari again.
Okay.
And this issue of Buhari, you now put on the additional to what have been the principle that yield you results, that transform a nation, that God have been working for you. The additional problem, I have explained that it's like a hard bone for Nigeria and the pastors and reverends and all of that.
Yes.
Come on, it's like a hard bone.
Yes.
Then additional to it is you now brought a Buhari issue.
Yes.
That, we should see him and see positive. See him that he will bring change.
Yes.
Can make difference.
Yes.
And we should see him that he's a man that can do better than the one that than his administration before. And this issue of Buhari, Dr. Sunday, is a bad egg for me.
Okay.
And in fact, I don't know how to put this issue of Buhari, because the principle that be gaining you result, that one is a hard bone already. Then the issue of Buhari that you have brought an additional to it is more difficult to believe that something good can come out from Buhari. Because why, Dr. Sunday? I'm not saying I'm not as the video I made today. I'm not supporting anyone to steal a ballot box.
Yes.
I'm not supporting that his opinion is the word that he uttered over that word, that there should be ruthless. There should be ruthless order. There should be ruthless order to anyone that will steal a ballot box.
Yes.
But that is what his statement. But my own viewpoint, I know that you have been analyzing on it, that he want to put things in order. He want to build system. He want to use it to build system that will not permit them to to steal. You want to use it to put rules and order. I saw that is your viewpoint. That is not saying it in a negative angle. That is what that is what I understand.
Yes, you are right. You are right.
Then, but for me, my viewpoint, Dr. Sunday, is not like that. It's not like that.
Okay.
If you will use it to set rules and order in Nigeria for a neighbor, then not for a neighbor not to encourage stealing, or for a neighbor not to encourage misorderly, for a neighbor not to encourage disorderly, for a neighbor not to encourage fraud, for a neighbor not to encourage killing. Why wouldn't he also apply a utterance like that when the herdsmen were killing? He never make a statement like that. And I traced all his statements during when the herdsmen is village people, where is country people, because I don't know where why didn't he utter a word that we also put a Fulani, that we put justice to his.
Okay, let me ask you a question. If you don't want Buhari to win, is it Atiku you want to win?
Dr. Sunday, no, I'm not. No, not. I know Atiku. That one is another bad egg.
But it's only two options that we have.
Dr. Sunday, we don't have two options. We have a new candidate.
Yeah, but those candidates, they are not going to. They are too far down. They don't have rating. They don't have rating. Even Showore himself knows he will not win. Morgalu himself knows he will not win.
But you said that Showore. But I know that I'm not trying to change your mind, dear thing. I'm not just trying to. I want just to express. I want to say my opinion. I want to say my opinion because I know that you have already that issue of Buhari. You have not put him on a big seat, on a throne, you know. So I cannot change your. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm not trying to. I just want to say my own view that Buhari is a bad egg.
Okay, thank you so much. So. Any other thing you want to say? Because there are many callers now who are waiting.
Let other people other people can call. Dr. Sunday, I really appreciate you. I appreciate all your opinion and your advice and your teaching. I really about issue of Buhari. Don't stain yourself with issue of Buhari, please. I'm pleading with you.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, Amos. Thank you so much. Okay.
Let's wait for Mayowa to say something. You think you have to put on your microphone? Yeah.
Yes, I think the main problem of the caller was about the Buhari not using the same tactics.
No, just the candidacy of Buhari.
Okay, well, the point that I have from what I got from her is that she said that why can't Buhari use the same tactics for the headsmen?
But I can show her a video where Buhari said anybody that will go to people's farm and killing people, if you find militants among them, kill them. Yeah. No, he didn't say kill them, but he said deal with them ruthlessly. The same kind of thing.
Deal with them ruthlessly. But I just want to, it's not the same thing. This is comparing potatoes and orange. It's not the same thing. A militant is carrying a gun. It has to be a professional or somebody that is more ruthless than them to kill. Somebody is carrying a box of the country's election paper or ballot paper. And you're saying that you should use the same tactics? You can't compare these things. We have to be sound in what we're saying. It's not possible. So just look at it in the layman's way.
No, because what she means is that those herdsmen were killing human beings.
Yes.
So why didn't he say they should kill them too? But I can find places video where Buhari actually said to deal with people like that, people who are killing people.
Yes, I understand what she's saying, but it's still not in the same. If somebody that is killing somebody and has a gun and another professional needs to kill, so that they aim right and they're not killed, because if Buhari says they should kill that person, there's a possibility that even the armies also, they would all die if they're not tactful. But a ballot paper holding ballot box is not the same thing. So it's a different.
So our argument is that the ballot paper is not holding gun,
but it's holding the life and the information of that would steer the country. So it's the same. It's the same thing. You know, that ballot paper have the power to deal with the issues of the headsmen. It has the power to do all the things. It's not just headsmen and ballot paper. Ballot paper has other things that sprung from it. You know, the life of people, the policies of the country, who's going to handle those things. There's so much more to it. It's not just a box with paper. It's a box with decision. It's a box with life. It's a box with a lot of things. It's just as important. So, and we have to look at things like that. The destiny of the nation. Yeah, the destiny of the nation. That's what is there. And if somebody is going to go and snatch it, they're as good as the headsman, if not even worse. Because the headsman, no death is taken slightly lightly. They're using one weapon to shoot one person. This person is taking the whole destiny of everybody, decisions that people have made and said, I decided that forget you all. It's just as much as a killer as the headsman. So it's too much. It's too much disparity between those two things.
I think we have a caller. Hello. Can you speak louder into the microphone, please?
Yes, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay, I just have a bit of a little contribution to make anyway.
May we know who is calling from where?
I know everything we'll be talking about.
Please, who is calling and from where are you calling, sir?
Can you hear me?
Please, who is calling and from where are you calling?
Sorry, hello?
Who is calling and from where are you calling?
My name is Tokumbo, and right. I'm calling from Highland.
All right. Please go ahead with your...
Now, I'll say this. I don't know. I know you're a pastor, and I know you say a lot about religion. The problem with Nigeria as a nation stems from the advent of Pentecostal churches.
I agree.
Now, and that problem can only be solved when Nigerians choose or decide to tackle the issue of religion in Nigeria. In terms of, I'm talking about the churches. Now, Nigerians, we attend so much church programs. We spend so much time in conventions, crusades, and everything. We know so much about religion, but we don't know a jack about God.
I agree.
And until Nigerians turn back from the path of religion into knowing God, until we stop listening to the pulpit and we listen for God, things are never going to change in Nigeria, because Nigeria as a nation, I'm a Nigerian, and I'm proud to be one. But Nigeria as a nation will never ever change because we hate truth.
Beautiful.
That is a nation that hates everything that has to do with truth. Buhari, I'm not speaking for Buhari. I've been quite fortunate enough to serve under him in the military, and I know his pedigree. Buhari is one person, and I'm saying this now with utmost honesty. Buhari is one person, one man out of 200 million Nigerians that you can point out and say he has never stolen a dime from the government.
And they don't want it.
I know you might, if there's anyone that wants to discredit this statement, let the person come up with facts. Buhari is trying to rebuild Nigeria as a nation. But Nigerians, being who we are stiff-necked people.
But that is
And
the
as
person
you know,
they said they don't want.
that is the point I'm trying to make. Look, even Jesus Christ, the Father of light, cannot govern Nigeria successfully. I'm saying this. Look, I've been to African churches. I've been fortunate enough to pastor an African church for about 6 years. And I know all what I went through. So I know that even God Almighty that created heaven and earth is sitting down on his throne now and looking at Nigerians and saying, what has my people turned themselves into? Forget about the issue of religion and sentiment. God has nothing to do with Nigerians until Nigerians choose to turn back from the path of religion.
Wow.
Buhari is 70-something years old, about 76, a year older than my father. But the point is, Buhari, give or take, will spend maybe another 80 years. That is, if the grace comes. Buhari has gotten nothing to lose.
Yeah.
He was the first federal commissioner for petroleum. He built all the refineries that we have now in Nigeria. He never stole a dime. He didn't own a petrol station. Buhari worked with PTF, became an head of state. Now he's coming back as a president. If there's anyone at all, that feels that Buhari has not been doing well. I heard someone talking about X-Men. My name is Tokumbo, but despite that, I grew up in Nigeria, in the barracks. And I know how the Fulanis used to come into the barrack in those days, even before and after the Civil War, with their cow with their cattle, without even attacking anybody. See, there are lots of things we don't understand. The politics in Nigeria is so dirty that there's no way you can ever phantom things people will do in the name of politics. When was the last time you heard about X-Men attack now in Nigeria?
It's long.
It's all politics. Look, people know what an average Nigerian would take, hook, line, and sinker. And they were throwing all that out in preparation for this 2019 election.
Yeah.
The last time I went on a train in Nigeria was 1983. Then I was doing A-levels, actually finishing A-levels in ABU, Zamaru, coming back to Lagos. And in the early 90s, the trains were moribund. No more functioning. Nobody said anything about the 16 years of PDP and about 800 companies that folded up and moved out of Nigeria. No one is saying anything about that. No one is saying anything about what Buhari is beginning to put back in place. Buhari could have, he could just sit down and say, look, I'm only coming in here to live the best of my life. Let Nigerians die if he care less. But this gentleman is trying to build a nation. And Nigerians, most Nigerians, and if you look at the people that actually complain, they are the people that will go to the camp on Fridays and scream and shout and say, God bless me.
Yes.
The people that complain most in Nigeria are the ones that will carry Bible 24/7, sleep and wake up with the Bible without opening it for one day. They are all about my pastor said, not what the Bible says.
Well, Tokumbo, thank you so much, because we have many callers now trying to come in. So thank you so much. You made your point. Very good.
And make sure that we make things work back in our nation so that we can go home with our children and our children's children.
Thank you,
God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much. Blessings. Yeah. You know, we are just talking about what Amos says that Buhari never said deal ruthlessly with the headsmen. We have a video here. Where is it? Yeah, where just the date. The date is 3rd of May 2016, and I know that I remember it and I can find it. You see, Buhari orders clamp down on herdsmen who attack farmers. Huh?
He said they should be dealt with decisively.
Yeah, clamps down. It means, shut them down. Do anything you need to do. Kill rigorously everything if they attack farmers. This is Buhari saying that. And they say, but the people with prejudice, really,
Buhari asked troops to deal ruthlessly with bandits.
Ruthlessly with those people who are the headsmen. So the same language he's using now, he used before. And I know he used to use that language a lot in the 80s, actually. But people don't hear that. They don't even notice it because they already have prejudice in their mind. Only what they say that doesn't fit or they don't like or doesn't fit them, or what do we say?
Their narrative.
That doesn't fit their narratives. That is what they say. They begin to attack. But when Buhari said this, they were not defending life. They were not saying, what about the life of the headsmen? What about the lives of the innocent ones among them? They were not defending innocent life then. It is the snatchers, the ones that are snatching boxes, that they won't defend.
Yes, and also people don't talk about this a lot now. You're talking about a government.
I think we have a caller.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, DSA.
Yeah, please, can you speak into the microphone and louder, please?
Hello, DSA. Good evening.
Good evening, but you need to speak louder right into your device.
I'm doing it. Hello, good evening. Are you hearing me now?
Yes, it's good now. Yes.
Okay, it's Peter calling from Belgium.
Peter, yes, nice to hear you today.
Yeah, good evening to Dr. Victor and
Mayowa.
Mr. Mayowa. Yeah, it's a very important and interesting topic. I just want to commend
Hello?
Yesterday program about this topic. I said I just want to first of all commend Mayowa for handling this topic a couple of days ago. I was listening. I saw the pressure.
Okay.
I really want to thank her. I really want to commend her for that. A very good job. She's a strong lady. And for this topic today, it's a very interesting topic because if, for example, our so-called journalists in Nigeria, all those TV stations that we have in Nigeria, are really talking about issues, about histories, about personality of people that is coming to governance. I think many of our Nigerians will learn from there. They will know that this exactly what you are doing now. Our so-called journalists or so-called TV stations in Nigeria, they are not doing anything. I heard from a reliable source, they don't ask questions because they are giving them brand envelope. Brand envelope means they are giving them bribe, not to ask questions.
Yeah.
My brother, I know a friend that is inside. So just to leave their own matter. But our people need to wake up. Our Nigerian people, the way they think, they need to change. We don't need this generation we have today. There's a lot of information on internet. There is a lot of things to learn from. But the bad news is that they don't want to learn. They don't want to learn. Buhari, from my own understanding, for the look of things, before he enters or till now, compared with the candidate that we have now, Atiku, Buhari is more better. Far, far, far better, 100%. When we talk about integrity, Nigeria don't even value what is integrity. How worst wasteful thinking that Nigeria are. They say integrity don't matter. They even prefer a thief even confess with his mouth. It's very sad. I listen to so many preachers. My heart bleeds. I listened to, what's his name? A couple of days ago, Suleiman. Oh God. I said, who's this man? Who is this guy? Who gave him microphone? I was just screaming, shouting myself. Who gave him this microphone to talk? I listened to David Abiyoye. I can't fathom, I can't even understand. People sitting down there listening to these people. These are the problem we have in Nigeria. I listened to the other one, David Odedipo. All these people, they are the most killer's mind, killing people in Nigeria. They kill people mentally, they kill people spiritually, they kill people physically. They have able to adulterate our Nigerian people. Even the educated one, they don't think anymore. For you to compare, we know we want new generation to come. I asked myself, Lucky Igbele, the former governor of my state, he was 47 years when he was the governor of my state, but he did nothing. Dino Milaye, how old Dino Milaye is? Look at the governor of Kogi State. He's not up to 50 years. When Saraki became a governor of his state, he was 40-something years old. These people, they are the worst. We need to refine our way of thinking first. As you have said, value system, they have to be a school. Anybody that wants to govern Nigeria, even this generation, they have to go to school of value of system. They have to go to how to think, how to be a leader. Not all this generation. Even Showore, I've listened to him. I admire his courage, but he needs to go to drawing board. Even Magalu, these people he's educated. I know they can talk sweet English. Buhari cannot speak, he cannot make full sentence. But he has integrity.
Yes.
He has integrity.
Yes.
He's a man to trust in Nigeria, because the situation we find ourselves from 1999 to 2015 is the only person that got sent to us. But people don't understand because we are so shallow-minded. Then let me talk about the book, not the Boko Haram, the Fulani herdsmen. From ages, Fulani herdsmen and the farmer has been fighting, killing each other. The reason they label this because Buhari is a Fulani man.
Yes.
But that issue is not on table today because of our pastor. They are not raising that issue because Atiku, their preferred candidate, is a Fulani man as well. He's a pure Fulani. He's a pure Fulani man. But people don't think. People are so shallow-minded because they don't have that reason, because that wake up and get that instant miracle have spoiled all of their mind, because they just find somebody, they want somebody that will distribute the money. And our GOs want people that will bring fat offering and donation to their table. This is what they want. They want the money start to recycling because they don't want people to know. They don't want Nigeria economy to grow. But people don't look at things holistically. They just look at the surface. They just look at sentiment, religion sentiment, tribal sentiment, just natural hatred. When you ask a lady, other lady that come from Spain, she was not able to even to express herself. If she was not able to express the reason why, she don't even know. This is how all situation many of Nigeria is. They don't know. They just say, they want to give unnecessary excuse because they don't listening. They don't want to listening. They don't check facts. I listened to Mayowa. It was when a man called, a lady called, when in 1983 visa change, this change, I was laughing. Mayowa was calm. I said, "Don't worry, madam. I will look for facts. I will bring facts. I want to verify this. If what you are saying, if it is true." That is how people should think. That is how people will learn. That is how they should learn. Yes, I want to tell you something. You are not even in Nigeria yet. Many things are happening. Things that have not happened in Nigeria. When stations, they don't discuss issues. They don't ask questions. They just ask questions because they don't want people to know. Because I don't know if they don't want people to know, although they are not doing their job well. But I can see that you are doing a great job. I'm happy that I'm DSA follower. I'm learning.
Thank you so much, Peter.
Good news that I've finished reading. The Elijah challenge is inspiration. I can't wait to execute my plans, because that book, every Nigerian person that have sense in his head needs to read it. Thank you, DSA, for the good work you are doing.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you so much. He wants every Nigerian that has sense to go and read the Elijah challenge.
Well, it's a book to be read, and one of the questions you post, all of the questions you post are very valid. So we'll be waiting for the next caller. Do we have the next caller ready?
Oh yeah, we have many.
Wow. Hello, are you there?
She didn't finish.
Yes, I was going to say that when we talk about people are talking about lives. I've mentioned this before, but other people are talking about Christian life. Please, life is important. God, Christian, Muslim, Christ died for all of us, regardless of what your religion is. Secondly, I also want to talk about jungle justice. You are fighting rigorously now when Buhari is saying that if you steal your ballot box, this may happen to you. You're at risk of your life. But you watch how many years has jungle justice in Nigeria been going on? All of you are sitting in your homes. People will steal Gary. They'll put tires on them and burn them. Start to think, okay? This value system, this virtue, we need to get it. We need to get it. Because we're only lying to ourselves. We're deceiving ourselves. We're deceiving our lives and our future. So think about that, please.
I think we have a caller.
All right. Who do we have? Good evening.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, DSA.
This is the first person who is calling. We don't need to shout and say, talk louder and all that. Who is calling from where?
Okay, my name is Chi and I'm calling from London.
Right, Chi.
Yes. Okay, so I've been following the conversation and DSA, what can I say? I see that there's a lot of Buhari supporters on this call today.
Yes.
This is what I want to say.
Yes.
This is what I want to say. We say that Buhari is the person for Nigeria. But there are quite a number of candidates that have come out this 2019.
Yes.
Buhari and Atiku are not the only two candidates.
Yes.
So I'll give you the 5 top candidates today. You have Buhari, Atiku, you have Chris Mogalu, you have Showore, and you have Fela Durotoye.
Yes.
Now, a lot of people are not, I don't know if they don't know about Fela Durotoye, but people on this call, go and read up about him, go and research about him. Now, we say that Buhari is not corrupt and he's got integrity. 45 million of Nigerian money was used to buy his presidential form. Where did that money come from?
I know where it come from. The rice farmers gave it to him.
Sir, that is not true. That's a lie. That's what they are saying, but it's not true.
I saw the video. I saw the video of the donation. I can send it to you if you need, man.
Sir, did they send you the bank account?
Well,
did they send you the bank account?
No, the people, the INEC confirmed it.
Okay, INEC cannot be the one to confirm it
because
the buying of the form, sir, it's from the party. So every candidate will buy their form. The money goes to the party.
Oh yeah.
So
sorry, did I say
yes,
INEC?
So
I meant to say that the NEC.
The party.
NEC. Party NEC.
The NEC, exactly. NEC. But they are all the same people. They are all APC candidates. Sorry, they are all APC members. So they can tell you anything. If they cannot show us the bank statement that he bought his form and he paid.
And I saw the logic. Why is it that you? That is nothing. You want to know where he got the money from. It's not a big deal.
No, sir. No. So this is what I'm saying. The corruption that has been shown from even just the campaign. So, for example, the monies that they get to campaign with, where's the money coming from? The money is from our national purse. It's from our children's inheritance. It's all the money that they are supposed to be putting on doing roads. And it's not just Buhari. PDP is the same thing. The money that they're supposed to use to build hospitals, the money that they're supposed to use to pay pensioners. All of these are our money these guys have stolen, and they have now used it to run campaign. So this is what I'm saying. The candidates that are coming there that are asking for donations from normal people like us are Fela Durotoye, Showore, Chris Mogalu. So these guys are, I don't know about Showore, much about Showore, but I can tell you about Fela Durotoye. Fela Durotoye is a credible candidate. He's somebody that has values. He's somebody that has been doing nation building for the last, I think, maybe 14 or 15 years.
So you want to tell me about him?
No, I'm not telling you about him, sir. But I'm just
because
saying that
you can ask him. You ask him who is Pastor Sunday and what is the relationship I have with him.
I know, sir, but what I'm saying is, if the what everybody is saying is that Buhari is the most credible candidate, I don't agree with it.
Okay, let's
Because I
say
can see,
Fela is good enough, but do you really, in your heart of heart, think that in this particular election, no, Fela stands a chance of winning?
the reason why he may not have a chance of winning is because many millions of Nigerians like myself, young people like myself, are actually saying their vote will not, they'll waste their vote if they vote for these guys. So if you have, for example, because the last election, the Buhari won, I think it was about 30 million votes out of a country of 180 million people. So that means that there was a large number of people that refused to vote because they did not like the options they had. So what we're saying is, right now, let's look for the credible candidates. Let the young people like me and you, those of us in diaspora, all of us, we have a lot to play, a role to play, to talk to our people. Let them not vote for the people that have killed the country for the last how many years. Country has not moved. It's PDP, APC. They are the same people. They are one party. So let's look for the parties, the people that are coming up. Let's give them a chance. Because if one of us, 10 of us, 20 of us, 100 of us, thousands of us say, let's look for an alternative candidate, that person would win. But because many people are saying today they don't have a chance, they don't stand a chance. So let's not bother. That's why they will not win. That's my point, sir. I'm not trying to say that.
I hear you. I got your argument. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say I'm going to even make a concession the moment they are able to come together to present just one person, because I don't know who to vote for among about 4 of them who are younger and frontliners among them. So when they are able to come together and choose one person, then I will begin to reconsider my stance. But until that is done, please let's take that option out of the table and leave any form of emotional blackmail into supporting unrealistic ambitions.
Thank you, Dr. Victor. I just want to say that at this very junction, this is what we're discussing. Where we are now, the candidates that we have are Atiku and Buhari. You know, it's too late at this point, or it's not even possible rather than too late. It's not possible. We're looking at realistic. We are realists here, not people that are wishing or hoping for miracles. This is not a matter of miracle. It's a structure that is being placed. It's a structure that we've been working on. There is now 2 candidates that are remaining, and those 2 candidates, I repeat, Atiku and Buhari. Of these 2, who would you like? That is where we are.
And if it's about people who have integrity that have been contesting a year election, 2003, Ganifa Weyemi contested. Ganifa Weyemi contested. Integrity. In 2007, there were even more people with integrity. Patu Tomi contested. Integrity on point. Brain on point.
I think we have a
but
caller.
let's take the calls.
No, I think it's not ready. Yeah.
In 2011, even more intelligent people contested. 2015, there were more intelligent people. But this is about structure. Even APC had to form a mega party, a party of CPC that was very strong in the north, and ACN that was very strong in the west, and then a bit of ABGA in the east, and that came from the Okorosha part of ABGA, to form a mega party. To say there, so if someone like Tinubu can forgo Isigu, and these young people cannot even come together to form a consensus,
despite the fact that they were APC was, ANC or what, ACN was controlling already some states.
Yes,
still they couldn't win.
They couldn't win anything.
Even Buhari himself, he was also controlling some states.
Probably virtually the whole north.
Yes, but still he couldn't
win election. He had to concede. Someone like Tinubu believes in true federalism to the core, but he knows that before he can even be talking of his true federalism, he has to have his hand on power. So he had to. There are concessions you would make, and that's called political malleability. So if these people cannot demonstrate political malleability, then how are you telling me they are going to handle the issues of states that will require national malleability?
I think we have a caller.
All right. So do we have? Good evening.
Good evening, Pastor Sunday.
Yes, sir. Who is calling from where?
Excel Okosun, calling from Germany.
Excel. Yes, please, Excel.
Good evening. It's a big sigh of relief to me. I'm really.
I did hear you. Hello.
A lot of critical thinking. I also spoke with Mayowa today, and we are just everybody that called and including me. Though Mayowa was giving her own insights, which was also critical thinking, and my own point of view. Sorry, a call came into my phone. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
My own point of view is, I was looking at it from this perspective, but from the critical thinking and analysis you've given, is just is just a journalism work, what the journalists in Nigeria should have been doing. But apart from that, before we jump into conclusion, I believe we should also go into critical thinking, like which you are making us to know now. Looking at Buhari from my own point of view, why I don't hate Buhari as a person, and to me, I believe Atiku is not an option. But from my own critical thinking, I've looked at Buhari and I've looked at all what has been going on in Nigeria as far the herdsmen killing in Nigeria. And I said, I've looked at it from this view. I said, this man has never come out to show any sign of concern and say, oh, this thing have to stop. How he dealt with the Biafrans, and it stopped immediately. But if you look at this, the herdsmen, they were apprehended, but Buhari never did something crucial to it. So from there, I draw my own conclusion. Talking about jungle justice, I also look at Oshomole, who's been governor for full term in Edo State. He did nothing. The guy loot a lot of money, but he's the chairman of APC now, which he's not being persecuted. Buhari is not going after him, and also there are a lot of people like that who are also in APC. So that was. But looking at it from all what Buhari has achieved, apart from all that, or let me put that by the wayside. But looking at it, apart from everything that Buhari has achieved, really and truthfully, I know that the PDP has not achieved that for the past 16 years of their reign in Nigeria. So that is my own point of view. And secondly, let's look at the like of Showore. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, very well.
Okay, let me take a look at Showore. I know fully well that if peradventure, if it's even going to be possible, Showore have his way to be there or he wins the election, he is going to have a tough time there because he has nobody in the parliament. I think his parliament is in the Senate, even the House of Assembly. He has nobody there, so it's going to be tough for him. It's going to be worse for him. But knowing fully well that Showore is not going to win, if Showore will have his way, and if they say, okay, who are you going to vote for, Showore and Atiku or Buhari, I still prefer Showore. That is my whole point of view. I still prefer Showore. Not that he has done anything that the nation have seen and say, okay, this is what he has done, like just what Obama did as a community organizer before he became president. But the like of what Showore, I believe in. Let's call it absolute revolution, because I've seen that people in APC, they are the former PDP. Let me say 60% of PDP APC members, they are all former PDP who decamped from PDP to APC. And if we still look at it again, if peradventure PDP wins, those people in APC before, they will also in APC now, they will also decamp and go back to PDP again. So it's just like the same old political cabals recycling themselves.
But you know, Excel, you are somebody who likes to use statistics and to use logic. You know, it's not true what you just said at 60%. If you have 20%, that is good, because it was two political parties that form APC, and those two political parties are mainly ACN, the Tinubu party. They were not in PDP mainly. They were always in opposition. They were never in PDP. And then the people in the party of Buhari himself, they were never in PDP. They were always fighting PDP.
They came from ANPP.
So they are
APP
the
to CPP.
yeah. So they are the main core of Nigerians. Just say that because they see Amaechi there and they see Akwaboye there. Yeah, they just see a few people and they say it's the same people, but it's not. The ones that moved there to APC, they are the Saraki group, and most of them moved out already.
Yeah. But from what me I'm seeing from that party, PDP and APC, I know fully well. But I know that PDP is not going to win. From all my analysis, from all my point of view, from what I've seen, I know that PDP is not going to win. But the way they run their politics, which is not transparent in Nigeria, if PDP wins, you will discover that all these old political cabals that has been recycling themselves into power, they will all again go back to PDP.
Yes.
So this is just to say there is just like we don't have option in Nigeria. It's just like and if we should look at it, there is options. It's just that we are saying no. These people, they have no records.
But before you go, I have a question.
Like maybe say people like Showore, we are saying no. These people, they have not done anything before. Mogalo, they've not done anything before. But if we say let's look away out from their side, these old political cabals, they will keep on recycling themselves into power. And Nigeria will always be ups and down. It will rise today, it will fall tomorrow. That is how Nigeria has been. Nigeria has been rising and falling, rising and falling. It has never gone to.
I have one question for you before you go on. Just one question, or maybe two if it moves into that. So today, let's say today, the scale, it falls out of APC and PDP members' eyes, and they say, oh, we are not going to support Buhari and Atiku again. We are coming to support Showore. Will you reject them?
Okay. You say, I didn't get.
Will Showore reject them?
If today,
if all members of APC
and PDP, they say, no, we are not supporting Buhari again. Now we want to come for Showore. Will your party, will Showore reject them?
Showore is not my party, but I know Showore will not reject them.
Which party?
No party.
Which party in Nigeria will reject them?
No party will reject now.
Because they are coming from PDP.
I don't think so. They won't reject.
Exactly. That's exactly the principle. Politics is a game of number. You try to get the number of people you want. But what happens is that if you know this person is a thief, even if he's going to join your party, you don't give him the party nomination. That's why Atiku's dollar could not win a primary election for him in 2015. Even though he was competing against a broke Buhari, you cannot deny people ability to move. But you can say, okay, we are not going to hand over the structure of the system to them. So what I'm basically trying to say is that even Showore or Mogalo, they are, if anybody comes to them, even the biggest thief in Nigeria today, they will accept his support.
Thank you so much, Excel.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Blessings.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Dr. Victor, thank you very much. I love that you said that. It's very clear. Well done. Okay, we're waiting for more callers.
Yeah, and I want to remind everybody that is watching us that you people have not read, none of you have read this book, How to Make Nigeria the Greatest Country in the World.
No, I haven't read that.
Because it is, I said any Nigeria in depression should go and look for that book. How to Make Nigeria the Greatest Country in the World. And Nigeria and the leadership question too. But especially How to Make Nigeria the Greatest Country in the World.
The one I read was how to transform African countries into first world countries.
Yes, how to make every African country become a first world country.
Yeah, that's one I read. So
you read as well,
right?
Right? Okay.
And what you raised there is exactly what INEC, that's what killed INEC. The question of time, the value of time.
And the INEC people are not serious because the man kept on saying, we are ready, we are ready. Yeah. They were even saying, will you postpone? Will you postpone? They said, no, we are ready. Till the last day, they were saying, we are ready.
But again, sir, this thing, I haven't reviewed the events of this week. I think it's a blessing in disguise. So. Yeah. Because there was a lot of sabotage that had gone in. They transfer Katsina, this thing, to another state, Kano to another state. A lot of things were happening. Hopefully, it will not happen this time around, but at least it opened a whole lot of people who were already probably trusting the infallibility of the process to know that these people are serious, so they were going to do anything. If not, we will not have heard hijack ballot and at the expense of your life. Buhari would just have been keeping quiet, be doing gentleman politics.
And the bandits that Akwa Ibom or something.
Yeah. So do I have a caller? All right. So I think we should make this one the last one. We should make this caller the last
We've gone
one.
over an hour.
Because beyond what we expected. So literally what we are trying to analyze is the complexity.
I think we have a caller.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, how are you doing?
I'm fine. My name is Kayode from America here.
Okay.
I just want to make a little contribution.
Yes, sir.
Buhari cannot fight corruption as if they are uprooting tree. It can't be done just at it go.
Okay.
Everybody cannot be taken one day. And maybe every other person can still be part of them. It has to be gradual. The principle is what we need, not killing everybody or arresting everybody at the same time. But the orientation is what we need.
Yeah.
Somebody who can encourage us that this is the right thing to do. Amishi said something when he was appointed minister. He said in the history of Nigeria, if you are meant to face the Senate for clearance, for screening, what you pay is 2 million naira per person. But during Buhari regime, that even if you want to pay, nobody wants to collect. That even if you have to pay, no one wants to collect.
Wow.
So those are what we need. That everybody is afraid of who is going to arrest him, anti-corruption, all of that. So nobody paid.
Yeah.
So those are what we need. We need the orientation first. It can't take everybody at the same time. I'm responding to the person that said Amishi and Oshomale is still is part of APC or Akpabio or whatever. And if you are a father, you are given an assignment to kill everybody in your street. You will start from your children.
No.
You will not start from your children. At the end of the day, you will be getting results. Maybe somebody else will come and kill your children. But you will start kicking from you will start the fight from your own house. No.
Yeah.
So Buhari cannot start from APC.
Yeah.
But we needed the orientation to sustain us till somebody else will come and probe the other people.
Beautiful.
That's what we need. So it can't be fought the one day. And let me remind the guy that even in private sector, even in PDP, there are still some corrupt people who they cannot hold now.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I believe that in this next time, if he wins, I pray he wins, Obasanjo will have to answer some questions.
Yes.
But you cannot in 4 years and take everybody in the country and bury them for corruption.
Yeah.
It has to be a gradual process. Take it one after the other. 2 governors has been jailed. It has never happened in Nigeria before.
Yeah.
In the next 30 years, ministers will be jailed. Senators will be jailed. Justice will be jailed.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You made your point. Very good. Very good contribution. We just have one more call to go. So let's do one more call. Who are these Catholic priests?
That was a video where Buhari told them.
And the news report.
Those are not. I thought they were Catholic priests.
Yeah, they came to meet him, and he was giving them the report of what he has told the police to deal decisively.
So he was telling.
Yeah, because they came to meet him on the basis of the challenges that was going on in the country.
We should hear this one.
No, but we had already now.
Yeah. All right. So basically, today we've been able to talk about a lot about the complexities of politics.
This is herdsmen and farmers. We didn't hear this one. Yeah. So this is where he was saying they should deal decisively, also ruthlessly with the herdsmen. The person who wants, you see his name there. Let him go and look for it himself.
The news agency reported that, and many more reported on that.
I think we have a caller. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Who is calling? Place from where?
This is Pastor Charlo from New York.
Yes, sir, Pastor Charlo.
Yes. How are you, Pastor?
We are trying. I'm trying my best here, my brother.
Wonderful. Your best is well taken.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I just want to contribute to what you guys are discussing.
Yes.
Oh my God.
We are hearing you.
Yes. You see, the election, as it were, from my end here, I feel that it's a done deal for either Atiku or Buhari.
Okay.
The reason being that Shawore, we were all thinking that it was going to be Shawore by way of planning, but unfortunately, Shawore and the rest of them, they failed to plan. They failed to work hard towards creating not even awareness, but planning to so as to get the structure.
Thank you, my brother.
You see, because you cannot just win election from nowhere.
In a whim, yeah. You cannot just win election in a whim.
No way. It can't work. And not to talk of a country like Nigeria. So what you are saying, Pastor Sunday, I must be frank, it is painful truth you are giving out to people. Our people, truth is bitter. We have to take it or leave it. I think from my point of view, we have to begin to think, what do we do 4 years from now?
Beautiful.
After this election?
This guy gets sense.
Not just
this guy gets sense.
to talk about this, because there is no way we could go back. It's just like setting back the hand of the clock. What do we do if it is going to be Shawore 4 years after the coming 4 years? What are we going to do to bring Shawore or whoever? We begin to walk towards that.
Yes.
Anything short than that, my dear, we're not going nowhere. So it goes for us to say, oh, we want Shawore, we want Mogalu, we want Duro. They're all good guys. There's no doubt about that. But you have to win by planning. Go to the drawing board.
God bless you.
Structure there.
God bless you.
Plan it 4 years, 8 years from now. Then you make a change. But anything short than that, they're not going to make the change, because if we keep shouting for this, that is a done deal. Because like I said, it's a done deal. It's a runaway election. So it's going to be Buhari or Atiku. But again, come to think of it, if we tell them this truth, they feel that, oh, you are not saying the truth. Mayowa was shouting yesterday, I think it was her yesterday program, on and on and on. It was as if it was going to be face-to-face fight. No, she was telling them the painful truth. The fact is that Shawore is good. If he comes in now, how is he going to make it? How is he going to work with the members of the assembly? It's going to be difficult. How is going to work with the populace? It's going to be difficult. So election is not just because I can speak good English or because I know how to do it. It takes much to plan. I know Shawore is a very good guy back in the days in Unilag, long years ago. But he cannot work it up alone. He cannot do it alone. Yes. What he's doing, I can see something in what himself, Mogalu and the other guys, he can only work in military regime. If it were to be military, bring Shawore in, and he said, yes, everywhere, stop, no, but you can't do it in a democratic process. There is a way to do it, and the way to do it is for us to begin to plan, all of us. You, Pastor Sunday, the Doc Sunday, you have a lot to give. You have much to inspire, much to inject into the system by way of your teaching, for every one of us to begin to understand that Nigeria, we want change in Nigeria. We cannot take change by way of not planning at all. That's what
brilliant. Thank you. That's a good way to finish this whole thing. Thank God we let him call. So that's it.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you, sir.
Thank you, dear. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you for joining us today. I hope you will find reason in some of the things that we've shared. Of course, the choice is yours. but the choice is between two candidates. I repeat it, I know it pisses a lot of people off, but we have to say what we need to say, truth only, and we have two candidates. You have Atiku and you have Buhari, A or B. That's it. That's all you need to choose. And all the other candidates that you have in mind, just consider that if you vote, if you don't want Atiku and you vote all the other candidates, you're essentially voting for Atiku. It's basic maths. I know it sounds not basic, but it is. Okay? Thank you very much. I appreciate you. From me, Mayowa Olaiya, I'll give it to Dr. Bamisaye Victor.
All right, thank you. I would say elections have been done in Nigeria. This is not the first one, and even those who lost, we've seen people who had 1 million votes, humongous amount. 1 million is huge, and it was people who voted for them. So my challenge is, please go and vote for the candidate of your choice. But on the basis of the principle of what we said, since you disagree, on Monday we'll come back to talk, or next week we'll come back to talk about the result. We'll know if the principle is working or not. But yes, I urge you to please vote for the candidate of your choice. The sky is big enough for birds to fly without colliding. The only thing I will ask you to do is never bully people just because they choose differently from you, especially when they can give cogent reasons why they are doing what they do. So see you, and we remain one country, one people, and a nation under God. God bless you.
Even if you are not going to vote, look at that book very well. This book here. Look at it very well. How to make Nigeria the greatest country in the world. If you need to give yourself some good mood, and you just need to get out of anything negative, all these negative things you have been hearing about Nigeria, read that book. Once you read that book, or the other book too, how to turn everything negative to positive, but this one is about Nigerians, you will just say, in fact, you will be rolling on the bed or on the floor just out of joy that you got to read this book here, How to Make Nigeria the Greatest Country in the World. It's there for free on Kindle Unlimited. But I will still have to come back to do my program today, or maybe I should just cancel it. I think I shouldn't cancel it. But I'll come back in the next 10 minutes, and we'll continue our leadership series. A leader is a ladder. Thank you so much. Peace.